No, I'm here. Hey, everybody. We're going to, like I said, we are going to be recording this podcast live. So I'm just waiting on my boy Thad. Y'all know him as Slim Gamers One, but he's now has been reformed to Eno Ego when he pops up on, the Twitch. So y'all gonna hear his voice because he hasn't got a camera right now, but that's okay. My podcast normally is just audio at the moment anyway. So as soon as that is ready, we're gonna start it up.
Oh, fuck it.
All right, here we go.
You'll be fine, friend. You got this.
It's on you, bro.
Shit. Yeah. What up, y'all? How's everybody doing? Hope y'all enjoying y'all good old Sunday afternoon and all that good stuff. Today, it's me hosting, I guess, Thaddeus, Eno, whatever you want to go by. And we got Zone as always. You know what I mean?
What up?
Man, run the show. And today, as a special guest, we also have Reptar, aka Gigi. What's going on, Reptar? How you feeling?
Oh, you gave them the government. Oof. But I'm
No, I ain't giving the government. I just said I gave the
Gigi
nickname.
is considered a government, okay?
Really?
That is laws of nicknames in this
Damn, that's
podcast world.
crazy.
That is considered the government. But I'm doing great, I'm just chilling. I can actually be loud and rambunctious because I moved out of my parents' house, so we outside.
Hey! Moving on up, like the Jeffersons, right?
Yeah.
The apartment in the sky that's still in the hood of 4 blocks away. Won't he do it?
Hey,
man, listen,
it's still your place. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
A come up's a come up.
Hell yeah.
Rent stabilization is still a thing, so I was able to get it through housing. Won't he do it?
Cool, that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, Lord knows I'd applied for that a long time ago, and I still never got it.
It's gonna take time.
Yeah, I mean it's past now because I'm no longer in New York, so it don't even matter.
It don't matter. They still will.
No.
They will still call you.
Yeah, they will
Oh,
call,
shit.
and if you have it, sometimes after you have it, when it's like a year or something like that, sometimes they allow you to get out those programs and take it with you into a different state too. How some of those programs work. Those programs are nice. Now I do know they cut the budget on some of those programs too, and some of them have went to the private sector, but they still are super beneficial for some people. The ones, especially the ones that are based on the income, because they can only charge you so much, but allows you to stay afloat, so you're not, living paycheck to paycheck. You can kind of still have somewhat of a normal life, which is what people want. So keep your fingers crossed, bro. You just never know. You might get a phone call, email, fill out some paperwork, and bam.
This application was my first one before they restarted the housing website. That was 7 years.
Yeah.
Damn, I keep it real with you though. I'm very much a minimalist. I don't need a lot of space. I just need just enough so I could put my shit and have a place for me to chill away from where my bed is, and I'm good.
And
In other
that's
words, you just
why
want a man
I
cave.
do my
You just want a man cave.
Not even just a man. No, I keep it real with you. I just need a tiny home. Cause I don't plan on having no real visitors over anyway. And if I do, it's only gonna be one woman,
Yeah, change.
maybe 2 if I'm lucky, and
not
we
having a
go
house
from that
party.
point. For what?
You gotta have the housewarming first. Then you have.
No, if you have a housewarming party, bro, you better fucking tell me. I'd put some money aside to come out there and show out.
Damn,
set up your registry on Amazon and we'll buy your stuff.
Damn.
No, I'll just send you cash. I ain't gonna buy you shit. I'm gonna fucking fuck out of here.
You can do the donation page. Is there a donation page on Amazon?
Yeah, there is. There is.
No clue.
Speaking of which, before I forget, I'll do it this way because this is better. I'm here. So what we talking about today, bro? What we got on the agenda? Oh, before I get any further, before we get any further, all right. So we got Reptar, aka Reptar, because I'm gonna do what she wanted real quick. But we got her pulling up, and for those who don't know, I'm all about networking and promoting other people as well, because it's one team, one dream. We all come together. She also has her own podcast too. I don't remember what platforms they are on, but I know she does do her own podcast. If you want to real quick let people know where they can find you before we dive into some stuff.
Oh, come Come on, promotion number 25. So I am on Instagram for the shorts and supercuts. I am on YouTube as live. I'm on Twitch live. And I also have a Facebook page. So it's all dating with Reptar. But the Instagram is Reptar_Love Jones 2 because my first one got snatched. And also, I am in partnership or collaboration with the wrestling page called Family Time
Hey,
Wrestling Podcast. So yeah,
you know,
I do reviews.
I be forgetting
Huh?
you do wrestling. I be forgetting you into
Yeah,
wrestling. Well, I mean, you
I
need to have a
do.
talk, bro.
Listen, I'm here. Like I have it all over my stuff. Like I did the Monday Night Raw, I think 2 weeks ago. I did
Yeah,
that one.
wrestling. I was
And
telling
then
that wrestling is it's picking up. Hey, I've been
it
getting
is,
excited.
man.
Yeah.
What you gotta understand though, WWE is dropping the ball as we speak. Like it's not
They
what it
are.
was.
They are, but it's still
Like
fire though.
no, absolutely. Like AEW is cooking, NXT is cooking, TNA is doing its thing. AJ Styles is gonna be in New York today. The Slamversary is today, and I'm pissed because the Hardys is in town.
Damn.
So they right there in Queens. So
Oh man.
with the rest they're right here. I'm so pissed. But it's like, I'm heavy into wrestling. And I was as some may know or may not know, I was with the wrestling club for a year at my job. So, when they had all
Hey,
the free stuff, when we went to WrestleMania, that was me. Cody Rhodes paid for all of us to go.
that is
So
fucking
yeah,
dope. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
When I was younger, my biological mother was actually really good friends with a lot of the wrestlers. And I actually got to go to some of those shows. Like she knew Shawn Michaels personally. She knew Hollywood
The Heartbreak
Hogan. She didn't
Kid.
have anything good to say about Hollywood Hogan. What people say about him
Good.
now, she owned up to that shit back in the day too. I thought he was great as a wrestler, but she definitely said he's a dick in real life. But she loved Shawn
Honestly, his
Michaels.
time. No, the Heartbreak Kid was his first shirt. But I will say, like, Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan was his time. That was the best prime Hogan I'll
Yep.
ever speak about. Otherwise, I'm not a fan of him. I am an NWO girl. Give me Diesel.
Yeah. Oh man, I loved it. I
So
used to love when I was, I'm not gonna lie. When WCW went down, because I actually was watching that shit live when it happened. I remember that last pay per view,
that was
Sting and Ric
crazy.
Flair, that thing, and then Shane McMahon comes out. I own you guys. I was like, yo, it was like a plot twist.
Listen, the last show was NWO. When
Yeah.
Eric Bischoff was being a dummy going into the ring when he could have just stayed a manager.
Mm.
I
Oh
remember
my.
that. This was before the padding on the floor. It was still hardwood and gates.
Yep. Oh man, those were the days. I ain't gonna lie, that was the shit.
I'm
My
very much
first
out
wrestling
the loop.
game. My first wrestling game was WCW NWO Revenge on Nintendo 64. Like,
Oh damn.
please.
I
I
can't
had
even go that far
Diesel,
back to wrestling games.
Diesel, and please, Goldberg was my person in that game. As much as y'all want to hate on Goldberg, Goldberg was the man in that game.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was that particular one that I had, but
Here come Thad trying to
Evan,
remember something. My fault. And no.
I can't stand. Yo,
I
nah,
still call him
it's
Thad. I ain't gonna hold you. I still
crazy.
call him Thad. But I let them know that he goes by Eno.
Eno, my
No,
nigga.
Oh,
Eno.
Eno Ego.
my
Now
fault.
he's no
No,
longer
I'm even
slim as
no,
scheming one.
no, I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
default to that one. This nigga name is Daddy Daddy. Okay, let's go there.
Oh shit. Oh, not this.
I
Oh
will
god.
never,
All right.
ever say that. Did we talk about this on the
No,
podcast the other day? When
no, I don't think we did.
I
But
think we
no,
did.
we did.
We did.
And
But Gigi wasn't here though.
yo, so
What?
I have to change my name on Xbox for sure now because
Why?
there was a like this we play Rematch. For those who don't know, Rematch is a soccer game that just came out not too long ago. It's
Right.
like Rocket League meets Mario Strikers type shit.
Okay.
She's like, I don't
When
give
it
a
comes
fuck.
down, yeah, no, that's for the people them. That's for the people them. But we playing this game, and one of the guys that we playing with happens to be like this younger kid. And it's funny because it's like, yo, that's how me and Zone met. We playing World at War and shit. Playing Zombies
Facts.
World at War. I'm younger than him. I think he was in high school, and I was
I was
like
I had
in
just
middle
started high
at the time or
school.
some shit.
It's
Yeah.
been a minute.
So yeah, so it was like, all right, cool. Ain't that some shit? We about to wind up finding this little kid. All right, cool. We about to be cool. Hey, fuck it. We wind up watching this little nigga grow up. Same way this motherfucker did with me. But he kind of like fucked the whole moment up because every time he got the opportunity, even though I told him, yo, just call me Thad or Slim, either one. Homie just sit over there, oh, daddy, give me the ball, daddy. Hey, daddy. I'm like, yo, dude, you don't have to do that. Like, no, daddy, and intentionally, like, he's knowing that I'm cringing on this side of the microphone because you can hear it in my voice. Like,
This is what Dad was saying. This is what he was saying. No. Wait.
That ass the whole time. That's all the kid is. The kid was just blowing on with that shit. And I was like, yo, I had to get off, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I ain't played with that kid since, man.
Kept it. That was my favorite.
Nah, I'm changing the name. I'm changing that name. That shit gotta go. That shit gotta go.
Nobody told you to use it in the first place.
Yeah. I only did it for Marvel Rivals because I was intentionally trying to piss people off. Well, Marvel Rivals and Call of Duty.
Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, Karma definitely is. She came back and bitch slapped me a couple times. That was crazy.
My name is. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that shit was wild, man.
Just to end my speech, yes, I'm in the wrestling field with the podcast and the wrestling club. But yes.
And don't worry. Before we go,
I do want to ask more about that though. I ain't gonna front. Go ahead, Zone. Do you think?
I just wanted the viewers who's watching the Twitch stream podcast live right now. Before the end of the day is up and I post this episode, do not worry. I will do you guys the solid of solids. I will get Reptar's handles and make sure when I post the episode, you guys will have her handles. So that way if you want to follow her on any wrestling or any other pods that she's doing, or just want to keep up with her, you will be able to do that just like I do with my boy Thad and everybody else who pulls up. We are a group here. We support each other, so it will be up there so you guys can click the links and follow if you want to.
Oh, I appreciate you, friend.
All right, so wait, what's some other things that that you've experienced while being a part of the wrestling club?
Oh, well, I got to meet a lot of dope people. If I go through the list, like one of my closest people right now is Powerhouse Hobbs. That's like my homie. But he's in AEW and he's been traveling. He's currently one of the trios champ in AEW with Samoa Joe. Let me say it right. Samoa Joe and Hook, who is Taz's son, if you remember Taz from Sunday Heat. Yes, I know they have sons now and kids and children.
Wow.
Yeah, FTR, same place, AEW. I met the Young Bucks before they became heel. I met Kenny Omega before he left and came back. I'm Mercedes Moné, who used to be Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of everybody. It's a lot of people. Cesaro, who's now Claudio Castagnoli. He's in AEW. Cesaro was WWE originally.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Y'all got me going in the bag for this one. Jay Lethal, he's on and off ROH. Yeah, I'm really blanking, but it's a lot of people. Like I'd be in here telling y'all all day. We'd be on here all day talking about that. But
dang, that's cool.
Dope people, yeah. Like Ricky Starks, who's on NXT, who was originally on AEW. We met him. He was the one that made it so we can go to my first time being in AEW backstage.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. It was really dope. Like I saw Christian walk by me and I almost fainted. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
No, that's serious. Like Christian walked by and I said, "Oh my God, it's Christian!" Like the one of the other.
Oh my God, it's Christian.
No, I'm so serious. I said it so low that one of my girls, I call her my golden girl. She was like, "Gianni, you gotta hold this together." I was like, "I'm trying." What is Christian?
Yo, I just want to point this out that she gave my boy Thad here shit, right, for using her government name, and she just dead ass said her whole government name.
Yeah, cool. I thought I was
Emotional damage.
Y'all gonna leave me the fuck alone. But I was saying, it's all right. I'm joking with Jute that, as you already know.
I know.
You're still daddy to me, so we'll leave it at that. But anyway,
I appreciate it.
I'm trying to get. Oh, we met Tony Khan. We met him in person.
How was he in person? Was he pretty chill?
Dope.
You know,
He was dope in person.
I haven't really followed AEW too much. I check clips from it here and there. I don't really follow it too much, probably as I should, because they do have some of my favorite wrestlers on there that, you know, I want to know what's going on.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I'm too much of a diehard WWE person. So that normally consumes me most of the time when I do go into wrestling stuff. But I do watch clips from time to time. Like I just watched one of Adam Copeland. Y'all also know him as Edge when he was on
Now Cope.
Cope. He's just Cope
Yeah.
now. Oh shit! I just watched him spear one of those dudes from FTR who's not really part of FTR. He's like the manager or something like that. I can't remember his name. And he was talking about, y'all thought I was gonna come back to help Christian. He's a dick. I was like, oh.
Cope came back after being out, losing the TNT championship. He had it, then he lost it because he got hurt.
Yeah.
Then he came back with FTR as a faction. Then FTR turned on him, and that's why he's just Cope now.
But I feel like it's something that's always happened with some of the good wrestlers. They always let them start these factions and let them get turned on. Like that's the same thing in WWE. He started the Judgment Day, and he thought everything was gonna be good, and then he got the call that, yo, we're gonna have him turn on you. I was like, what? That was his idea.
And now Karma's a bitch because they're doing garbage, but now they're trying to do better because everybody has the belt. I think it's bullshit all the way around. But,
Yeah.
so
You know what? So I have a prediction for this. I have a feeling that Raquel and Perez, right? They're gonna unify those titles properly, right? Defending them. I have a feeling they're gonna bring another tag team title for the SmackDown brand. I thought there was 2 already, but I could be mistaken. I think they're gonna make one. I think they're gonna put Bliss and Flair as a tag team, but I also think at one point Bliss will betray Flair. I also think that when Liv Morgan comes back, I believe her and Rhea are going to actually team back up and take those titles. I also foresee Seth's out with a serious injury right now with his knee. Storyline or not, whatever it is. You remember Kevin Nash and Hollywood Hogan when Nash had the title and he laid down, Hogan pinned him, and it was the swap everybody was kind of pissed off about in WCW. I have a feeling that if anything, they'll let Breaker get the title, and they're gonna have the same thing. I just have a feeling that's what will happen. Which, if it does, I'll be like, damn, because no one probably remembers that shit from back in the day, because that was a minute ago. But I have a feeling that's something that would happen.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if you want to go that far back, sure. I just know that the creative control under Triple H is not going to think that far because he already put y'all down the road a few times, and here we are with the same bullshit. So,
what'd you think of that send off they did for Goldberg? Out of curiosity,
that was horrible.
I thought it was too. He was treated like shit on that last one. And I get that there is some anger towards him for ending Bret Hart's career a little bit, that people hold that against him. And I think rightfully so, they probably do, because at one point Goldberg was that person that would just do those kicks and just give everything at people. Which goes to show you that not all wrestling is fake. Like, yeah, there's those storylines, but those bumps and hits they take, those are real. Like, that shit happens.
On Liv Morgan's Instagram after, I think it was, if it wasn't WrestleMania, it was something else. She showed the bruises and beatdowns on her body.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Every piece of bruise from her neck down to like her abdomen.
Yeah. So
bruised up.
I see it, and I know people are rallying for Dean to come back to WWE. I don't foresee that happening.
Moxley's not coming back.
I don't see that happening either. But everybody's like, oh, he's gonna come back. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
No. Moxley said he would never. That man is controlling AEW right now as a Death Rider, going against the trios champs, going against Speedball. Look, Speedball came from the Indies and came to AEW.
You know what's funny?
Swerve is freaking tag team now. Come on, why would I come back? For what?
I
Getting hand over fist with the fans I got here for what? What's the
Damn.
goal? There's no goal.
I saw you that. I got you.
Yeah.
Like
No, I'm good.
it's no goal, but I feel like I took over Thad's.
No.
No.
This is kind of always how it happens. This is how we start. We started with a plan, and it just, but it goes full circle though. We'll be here for like an hour or two sometime chopping it up.
I'll be in here telling you how many more people I seen. I got the pictures now.
Shit, she's out of
We
town.
what was it? Ah, damn, I lost my chain of thought. I had something funny. You mentioned something, and the triple tag team titles. Yo, I said this like a couple years ago. I was like, yo, the tag team title is great, but you know what would be dope? A triple tag team title. And AEW does it. I haven't really seen how it works yet, but I think that would have been fire. Also, a mixed team tag team title. Like, why not? If you're given the women and guys and they're competing at the same caliber right now, most of them, some of those female wrestlers are competing at the same caliber as the men. Why not have a mixed tag team title? Am I right or am I wrong?
They could have did that since China, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah, they could. There's a lot of shit they could have done. I would love no shit. I know people really aren't like a fan of it, but I personally would love they brought back the hardcore title, the hardcore champion title, and had those fights. Like, I see glimpses of like street fights are bringing back now. I see glimpses of it coming. I just want them to officially do it. What up, Mr. Wilson?
Yo. I'm surprised you ain't do it.
Do what?
Hey, Mr. Wilson!
You know I was going to do it. I was waiting for him to say something. But yeah, I am looking forward to some things. I'm curious to see how they're gonna do John Cena. I think he's not gonna end as a heel. I do like the take they do as a heel because it's the first time he's ever been heel. Yes, I know a lot of people. It's not. I feel like it is like a first official heel. When he first came in, he was that rapper person. I don't consider it as a heel. That was him trying to break through. I think.
Thugonomics was heel. That was early heel.
I don't he doesn't even consider it heel though. None of them consider it heel though.
He was heel when he first came in even as the prototype. He was a heel.
I remember that.
It wasn't until McMahon after Thugonomics he told him, he said, "You do better as my next Golden Boy," because The Rock was aging out.
Yeah, that's true. But he doesn't even acknowledge that though as a heel. So I don't acknowledge it as a heel though.
No, he was straight heel. Thugonomics was a time, sir.
It was an attitude area. That's what that was.
Right, but at the same time, he's now getting back to being that person because he got it cut short because McMahon needed a new Golden Boy.
Yeah.
He needed a new Oscar De La Hoya. Like, that's who he needed, a new man for that part. And he picked him, and it went well for so many years. But Cena came in as the prototype, as the heel, as the Thugonomics with the chain around his neck, talking about some thug life, like he was fucking Tupac. like that was Cena. This is not his first rodeo. It's his first time for people that's seeing him now, who has only seen him as a face. But he was a heel when he came out.
I definitely remember when he debuted, because he didn't debut by himself. He debuted with this other dude. I don't remember the other dude at all from anything.
I don't remember his name, but yes.
you know what I'm saying? I don't remember his name, but I remember he was there.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, this is now giving him a chance because he always wanted to do it. It's just when McMahon saw the money, he went with the money and did it as much as he could. Now
And
McMahon
rightfully
said, "All right, you're good now. You can do what you want."
Rightfully so, because that was a good play. If you think about it, it went well. And I thought about something that Cena said in one of his promos, and he cut it when he was saying, "Y'all love me." Y'all said I couldn't wrestle, and it was true. When he was coming up, people were giving them crap. Like, yeah, kids loved him, but there are a lot of people that were giving him crap. Even to this day, they still give him crap from his past career and whatnot. But I think he's very talented. I respect the man, his craft. He does. Him, Dwayne, I respect them. The Usos, man. Me personally, I'm a little upset. So there's one thing I am upset about. So I'm upset they took the title from Jay. I felt like they could have let him run a little bit longer with it.
Listen, we not gonna have me crash out on this podcast, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I'm happy that they gave Naomi the title. I am happy that
Beautiful.
that was smooth. I still would like to see if she. I want to see who she's gonna really fight, or if they're gonna pass off to Rhea or Io. That's great, but I want to see Bianca and Jade fight for a title.
That's what
I
I'm
want to
talking
see it.
about.
I want to see that.
Because my biggest thing about that is why is Rhea Ripley and Io Sky getting title opportunities back to back to back? Even when this girl just got her belt, they got a triple threat for SummerSlam. I think,
Yeah.
coming up soon. Why?
I think isn't it like Street Fight 2 or something like that?
I
It's-
don't give a damn if it was Street Fighter 6. What are we doing?
But I mean, they're trying to push up the other talent from next. So I'm they're with Tegan
Ooh.
out there did some stuff they liked.
Tegan
But
Knox was treated like a stepchild.
But before I digress, I am very disappointed that they have not let my boy Big Jim fucking shine yet and let him have a singles run. I thoroughly thinks he deserves one, but he's good. He's good. He's good at tag team, but I thoroughly believe he deserves a single run, at least one, sometime soon. They need to give him one. Bring back the cruiserweight division, something. Give him a run. Let him hold the United States. Yeah, Solo has the United States Championship. That's fine. Let Jimmy hold it. Jacob fought too. He was great with the title. I think his reign was short lived because they portrayed him as a beast, and then they let him lose that title like that. Like, come on. You build up these characters.
I mean, a good thing would be now for Jimmy to go against his little brother to get the belt. This would be a good story.
But they had that match already. He lost it. They had it. There was on Saturday night a main event. They had that match.
Oh,
I mean, it was fucked
no,
up.
that's not. Don't consider that. Saturday night main event is an exhibition. That is not a real match. That is play. Saturday night main event was one of those shows we went to as kids with our family just to see a wrestling match live, just like WWE live when you do the Christmas show.
You know what was crazy? That Saturday night main event. I thought, for me personally, I thought it was dumb to have that because literally the next day you had Evolution. And I was like, yo, y'all could have just made Evolution longer, just had everything together.
But they did this shit on purpose because they don't give the women their space. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, and they didn't want to give Goldberg an actual main event on the thing, and he was even pissed that they cut off his interview, which they did him bogus. But that wasn't on WWE, that was NBC, because that's how they do this shit. When they say it's over, it's over. They don't wait. They don't wait like Netflix.
At the same time, it's on the creative team because
Yeah.
they could have did it differently. Even if we knew he was gonna lose, they could have still did it on a regular.
I don't like how they made him tap out like that, or not even tap out, just pass out with a chokehold. I felt like he should have not win the title because it was gonna be his last match. But you could have gave him some more. Like, yeah, he had a bum knee, and then he was just getting beat around like a baby. Like, I was highly disappointed watching that. I'm not gonna hold you. I was highly disappointed.
I was like, it didn't make sense for a show that we know that nobody's gonna lose a belt.
All
That's just an exhibition run.
right. Let's get back on track real quick. Go ahead, Thad. All right, that was it. Our wrestling segment. We're gonna move on to Thad's topic now.
Alright, so
Sorry,
I ain't go
Brian.
front. Nah, y'all straight. I ain't go front. The only thing is, I felt like I was like, damn, I can't really say shit because I don't know what's going on. The last time I watched wrestling was maybe 4 years ago, 5
A
years
minute
ago.
ago.
something like
Good.
that.
You know a lot then. You still know a lot.
Nah, but there's a lot has
talking
changed though since those 4 years though. You think about it, there's a lot that's changed.
Speak on it.
Not to mention, no, not really, because I can honestly say, like, I would watch wrestling at spurts, and that was only with my grandfather at the time. Like, I would go kick it with him. I'm sitting down chilling. I'll watch wrestling with him, and that was it. Like, I can't honestly tell y'all about none of the new stars or none of, like, the most that I know of is what pops up on like the gram or Facebook feeds or whatever. It being like Rhea Ripley, whatever her name.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That black chick with the long ass ponytail.
Bianca,
I don't know if she's still
come on,
wrestling.
man.
Okay. Yeah, like those are the ones that I see the most. Those are the most prominent faces that I've been coming across. So I can't like I couldn't really jump into the topic too much, but I did know that you was doing that pod, so I figured, hey, let's figure out who you met, what some of the experiences you came from that.
I'm
But
gonna say you still asking me that question. I got the
no
pictures.
no
Don't
no
start.
nah 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 nah. So with your dating podcast, what actually got you to decide, this is what it is that I wanna discuss with these groups of people here, with this, with the people that you
That
have
is
on.
an awesome question, and
That
I get this
is.
question a lot. I get that question a lot, which I appreciate the question every time because the funny thing is, it was an idea during COVID, like prime time COVID, March of 2020. I was sitting here like, so we all lost our jobs. Well, I lost mine in April, but we lost our jobs. We lost human contact. We lost being people. We lost being a person. How do we interact now? What does that look like? Because we are a generation of let's go outside and have fun and not be on our phones.
Our generation for sure.
So, I mean, there's some of us that be like, all right, I could do without a phone. And there's other times you'd be like, no, I need my phone. So I'm literally sitting like, what are we doing? How do we interact? How do we love on each other? How,
Right.
how do we even, have these interactions anymore if we're going to be stuck in our homes for God knows how long? So I brought this idea to this like mini friends group chat I have in Instagram, and I was like, "Hey guys, I'm thinking about doing a dating like a speed dating kind of thing on Zoom, and I want to see how it works." And originally, it was me being a matchmaker, which I know I'm garbage at, but I wanted to try it.
Wait a
And I was
minute.
like, "Cool, I'll try." And I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this," and they was like, "Actually, that's pretty dope." And so I picked a day. I did one day. I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday. No, it was a weekend. It was Saturday, like Friday, Saturday, and I had 6 interviews in one day
Hey,
because people wanted to say how they feel or give me their introductions and put themselves out there. And then it grew into sex chat, girls and guys chat. The guys chat was the first viral podcast episode I had. It was almost like 100 to 120 people on watching it, and it was replayed on a whole nother Twitch account, and it was like 50, 60 people watching at the same time. And so with that, I was like, okay, I'm so glad my friend said it was cool because here we are. Because I personally said that, yes, it's my stuff. Yes, it's my branding. Yes, I'm gonna make it. You see the Bitmoji. They probably gonna ask me for money soon that I don't have. But it was like I want to help my people first, and then I can branch out to others. And once COVID started dying down, I said, how do we move forward with me starting up as this kind of platform of just being online? And one of my good friends, which Daddy knows, I'm gonna call you that. That
I will never call you that. Let record
I'm gonna call you
state.
that. So, but
even if you
Amari,
call
I'll
me
call
that,
you Thaddeus.
that
yeah,
deuce is
you're
crazy.
Thaddeus.
or Orthodeus, which you were supposed to be named.
Orthodox is actually fire. I'm not gonna lie. But that Omari, he has his own live stuff. So he does live podcasting. So he's been literally scratching my door to make me do it live. So at some point we might be live.
With which one? The dating one?
The dating with Reptar, yes. The wrestling one is not gonna be so much live. They do StreamYard on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and something else. And so they're all the way in Arkansas, and I'm in New York. So live will not happen unless they, come to New York. But we were supposed to meet up for WrestleMania. We all know it was in Vegas, and I didn't have the money. But at least dating with Reptar might be live. I'm just trying to work out the kinks for that. So yeah, we started small, as your question said, in a group chat, and we branched out to a whole live stream.
That's how you. That's way to go. You can't go wrong now, man.
I
Facts.
mean,
So
doing
now,
it doing it live is definitely gonna have its own. It's gonna
yeah,
have its own
On
advantages
flair.
as well.
That's exactly why I'm doing this one live, so that way we can interact. And if someone has an idea that they want us to talk about or a topic, they can tune in, and I can read it off, and we can, see what's up.
yeah, because definitely I'm here for any kind of conversation. Like, just like, granted, understand, as Thad knows, I don't
Kyrie
just sit here
Gaming.
I don't just stick to dating. Like we've talked about, how does your family affect the way you find people or who you interact with? We've done current events. His brother Tyree, we did current events. He hosted it, and we talked about all the crazy stuff that's happening, like we're doing now. Um, we've done plenty of sex chats, as we all know. That which is like the highest chat that I've have, of course, because y'all are some horny ass people.
Y'all, I ain't been in that fucking podcast yet. Don't don't really.
Those sex chats go faster than the ones I have. that are Like, hey, what's your name? What's your sign? Who are you looking for in the world? No, it's like who are you fucking next day? Like, no, they want that. So it depends on your marketing and where it goes, and so far it's been the sex chats. So my next episode coming soon will be too kinky for you. So it talks about kinks.
That's what's up. Yo,
Definitely different.
Coming soon.
Mr. Wilson, you're mighty quiet, my guy.
I'm not
You-
listening. I'm like, she's explaining what she was.
Normally you still tune in though. You chime in from time to time, my
Yeah,
guy.
no, I'm not gonna say that. Y'all was on the wrestling tip for a minute. I don't.
I don't fuck with wrestling.
Nah, it's not on effort. This is the last one. Honestly, I'm pretty much in Thad's boat. Like,
What was the last thing you saw?
Playing SmackDown. Like that's how old. Like,
What is
I was like,
what is an old match that you saw? Out of curiosity, what's the last wrestling mirror you have?
when The Rock was around. He was
But what was the last part though? Because he's still relevant on to some aspect to some people.
I'll tell you, the
So-
last one that I've seen myself specifically involved, like actively remember, is Hogan versus Rock, and then I've seen
Nah.
bits and pieces of The Rock versus John Cena. Like, but the last match I vividly, like, truly remember watching, like, through and through, was The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. And then they got jumped by, like, Kevin Nash and all that other shit, and Rock Johnson, they all came back. Stuff. Yo, that shit was different. I remember
Those attitude eras definitely hit differently. And when they brought WCW in to that shit definitely hit different. Like it was a whole game change for a while.
Sting will forever be my favorite wrestler. I don't care what nobody
Who?
say. Sting.
Sting, yeah, mine too.
He
Sting and
retired
Goldberg.
in AEW.
Yes, he did.
Retired, and then
Man.
that next day, WWE was like, "Shout out to Sting for retiring yesterday at the other channel." I was like, "Fuck y'all."
At the other channel is.
I mean, Flair had his last match in AEW too, which you probably shouldn't have had, but he had that last.
What do you mean?
You right, Kishi? Hey,
Nice try. Nah, Todd's talking about something. I heard that was your favorite. No, fuck out of here.
No, I thought that's what you told me. You was
Nah.
telling me
Nice try, wrong guy. You the one that like have butts in your face, nigga. Male butt in your face.
I don't even remember what he did. I just thought that was your favorite.
Well,
Nah,
speaking of-
Rikishi was
he
wild as
didn't remember what he
No,
did.
speaking of him though, he
Nah,
was
he was
like,
wild.
if the crowd wants me, I'll come back. I said, no, we're good, sir. We don't need you.
Who,
We're good."
Rikishi?
I'm not gonna lie. When they were doing that whole bloodline story thing, I would have actually loved to see him pop up and like pick a side and just completely just blow everybody's mind if he picked a side that no one expected him to pick. But it would have been interesting though. It would have been just an interesting point. It was like The Rock when they came in. It was like Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, and then here's The Rock. He's the star, and he's like, now The Rock's like, yeah, I respect you, but I'm the final boss. Like, wait, what? What are you doing here? You falling under Roman Reigns, or does he fall under you? Like, pick one. You can't have both.
Yeah, honestly, I would have figured it would have been The Rock. Are they? Well, no, I don't think so.
I don't think they're officially completely related. I think they're just like
Ooh.
The Rock and the Roman and all of them. I don't think they're actually
They're
blood
related. They are related technically.
technically.
Okay.
And
I
if
want
you
to say when they
guys
did the
remember-
family tree, he wasn't on that shit. When they presented the family tree, the Rock wasn't on that bitch.
I don't know why, because his mother was on there. His mother was
Maybe
on there.
maybe they don't want to take away then
His
from.
mom is Matvia, and she's cousins with Snooker in them. That's Tamina's father. Michael Jackson.
I wonder why they didn't put him on it
They're all
then.
cousins.
Unless he told them not to put him on it, or they didn't want his name to overshadow everybody else's, because there was some big names on there, and what?
But remember, he's a part of a different plan.
Yeah, he
remember
is.
did the
He is.
2-1. He's not a part. He's doing opposite of the family tree. That's why it's all fuckery now.
True.
Yeah, I have no
True.
idea. I have no idea about that part. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm sorry. Well, he.
I keep up wrestling for the most part, so
Yeah, he's like, I got it. I got it.
I'm keeping up. If they're not keeping up, I am.
Honestly,
I don't even watch it. That's what
I wouldn't even know.
You know,
where
I didn't watch it for a while. Like when I was in the military, believe it or not, they had wrestling events where they had wrestlers show up, and a lot of the soldiers got to go meet them. But for some reason, I wasn't. For some reason, I just wasn't into it at that time. My mind was focused. But when I got out the military, I was like, yo. And it was like a couple years after that, I was like, I sat back and turned on some wrestling. And I was like, oh, this motherfucker still wrestles. I was like, oh shit. I sat there from like, oh, okay. And I started watching again.
Not to be paying attention to wrestling during that time frame was because this nigga was focused on walking with that goddamn LMG. That's all he was worried about doing.
Yeah.
How many fucking steps can I get past this point? Dog, not to
True.
mention, that's a super fucking challenge. If anybody has, if nobody has ever tried that shit, just firing that bitch is gonna push your ass back. But to walk with that motherfucker?
Yeah,
Nah,
true.
gang.
I
Nah,
mean,
gang.
well, my biggest thing is for y'all to be upset about Rikishi and his ass. Y'all not talking about Viscera humping the people in the ring. But
Oh, nah,
Yo,
Viscera
remember
was
Val
wild.
Venus?
I'm just throwing
Viscera
you
and
that.
Goldust was
Remember
wild.
Val Venus though?
Oh, that nigga was wild too.
And let's not forget, as some of us may know, Velveteen Dream was a pedophile. So, but we're gonna move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What
yeah.
is that?
Crazy.
That's what I said. I said some of us may not know. I did say that.
Yo,
Who
some
knows
wrestlers,
Velveteen Dream?
some wrestlers, they scrub out of existence because of some of the fucking shit they did. Like, okay, against everybody's like unpopular opinion, one wrestler that they scrubbed from a lot of stuff, and they just recently start kind of showing clips again, which I'm kind of happy was Chris Benoit. And I get the way he died and the way he took out, some shit.
It was bad.
It was bad, but his craft in the ring, he was fucking amazing. Like, you still can't take that away from him. And the fact that for a while there, they no covers, no mention of him, and it wasn't until just recently they started mentioning him. And I get surrounding him. There's a
Big E.
yeah.
That was because Big E was like, put him in there because granted, there's a lot of things going on and there's a lot of stuff that happened.
He was a four horseman for Christ's sake. Like he was like,
had CTE too. Yeah, CTE
Wolverine,
too.
dog.
yeah.
He
Hell
had
yeah.
that shit. So understand, if we gonna do it to him, then we gotta do it for everybody else. That's all I'm gonna say. Bring back Jones, whatever his name was. He was supposed to replace Big E and then he couldn't.
Yeah. You
Bring
know,
him back.
I actually wonder if they are planning to try to bring Big E back at some point.
No, they're not. He said no. He said no, and he said no, and he said no, and he said no again.
He said no. He said no. Yeah.
Listen, he came to visit the kids. The first thing that the kids asked him, "Are you ever going to come back to the ring?" He said, "Absolutely not, because breaking my neck was the scariest thing that could have ever happened to me because I could have been paralyzed." What the
Yeah.
hell happened the same thing that almost happened to him? Well, that did happen to him. The same thing that happened to Edge, and I'm so confused as to why Edge is back.
I actually was confused why he was back too. Same thing with Owens. Like Owens has that neck problem. He's like, I'm coming back, and I'm like, but do you want to? Like, he's a good wrestler, but like you put your body on the line a lot, and if you have a neck injury, I wouldn't be fucking with that. Like, one wrong move, you're paralyzed, and what are you gonna do then? You got kids. Like, yeah, the money is good, the fame is good, but that shit comes and goes. Like,
I'm telling you, Big E is not coming back. To answer your question that I got in person, when the man visited the kids at the school, he is not coming back. He said,
Yeah.
he said, I'm not. He said that injury scared me too bad for me to try to do something like that again. I said, I don't blame you. I said it out loud. I said, I don't blame you. I was on the cover of Bleacher Report talking about I don't blame you.
That's funny as hell.
I was on the cover with all four of them. It was four of them that came to the school, and that was the biggest question. These kids asked really good questions about if they're coming back. Is Shelton Benjamin was gonna do anything else? Is Titus O'Neil coming back? He said absolutely not. He's fine where he is. Cedric Alexander was like, I love where I am, and then they got rid of him a few months, like just recently. So a lot of these wrestlers don't need to come back, in my opinion. They need to go where they're loved. That's my biggest thing. Go where you're loved.
Keep it a band. They could go make some money doing movies if that's the case.
If they're picked, you have to get picked.
For sure, but I mean,
You have to get picked.
yeah, no,
It's not like you can
guaranteed.
just
I'm
switch
not
over to a
denying that.
ring because they
But
Do
I'm
work.
you
saying,
understand your highest
I
wrestler that's
understand.
being paid is Dwayne the Rock Johnson because he does his own stunts?
Well, shit, I can
Yeah.
believe that. Hell, they all do their own stunts if you ask me. Just not
Not
in the
all of them
movies.
do.
Nah, they
No.
do
You
stunts on stage in front of a gang of people
But
already.
that don't mean they
Fuck
can
all
do it
that.
in a
That
movie.
don't
It's
mean
Yeah,
different.
no.
different.
Not
Shit,
everybody
I
can do it in a
know
movie. What was it? Tom
know that.
Cruise does all of his real stunts in his movie. That motherfucker's put almost 70. He's still doing his real stunts. I remember they did an interview on Will Smith. There was one, I forgot what movie he did, but he tried to be like Tom Cruise and do the stunts. He's like, nah, that's just not for me. He's like, I can't, that guy respect. I can't do it. I was like, as rightfully you shouldn't.
You shouldn't. But these
On that
wrestlers,
shit, on
these wrestlers can't do that stuff. That stunt
on
double
on
stuff is different.
Yeah.
now on that. That's
But he
different
had
though.
The Rock does
Like,
have a Dwayne does have a stunt double. Was it his cousin or something? Like there is someone who is his stunt
Something
double
like
from
that.
time to
But
time.
still, he does 90% of his stuff. That's
Yeah,
why
I
he's
do remember he did one of this thing. He broke his finger doing one of his movies. I forgot which one it was. Yeah, it was one with with Kevin Hart. He broke a finger in it, and I remember because he posted on Instagram about it. I was like, damn.
Was it like the driver or something? Something about the driver?
Yeah, something like that. I was like, oh fuck, I couldn't do that.
He did all the Fast and Furiouses.
Yeah.
Happened.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why he gets money. He's the highest paid wrestler right now because he's doing his stunts.
yeah, and he's not no spring chicken either. He's not getting any younger. I'm actually wondering to see when he's gonna completely hang up the boots in the ring because he still gets in the ring from time to time, but I think it's about time for him to hang them up.
If you remember, John Cena brought him back for that last beef to hang up his boots, and he
Yeah.
did not.
Yeah, he did not.
You cannot go. That's the one you was talking about. That
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
supposed to hang up his boots then because John Cena said the way The Rock has touched people in terms of like his history, his wealth, and whatever else is going on, who he is. He shouldn't go out the way of just disappearing. He should have his last battle, his last match, his last beef with the second Golden Boy that came out after him. And
You know
was
what?
Magic. It was beautiful. It was excellent. He should have just left on that note. And no, we had to be TKO's biggest person and put his daughter in NXT.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. I didn't even see her wrestle too much. I don't even know if she was a solid wrestler or if they just said, you know what, let's not have her wrestle and let's just here.
what are we talking about?
Her
Dwayne.
last storyline was her being kidnapped.
The Rock got a daughter? I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro. She's
Yes. Ava.
I don't be
look up
involved in
Ava
people's lives,
Johnson.
nigga.
yeah.
Look up
Oh,
Ava
you said
Johnson.
She's
Ava Johnson?
yeah, she's the next NXT manager, general manager right now. They put her as.
General manager. She
Yeah.
replaced William Regal.
But William was going back and forth though, because he was still doing stuff in AEW too from time to time. Because I do remember seeing him, which I don't know how he pulled that off because a lot of other wrestlers could not do AEW and WWE, but there are a few that they gave like special permission to show up for a WWE match.
It's all about the contract, baby.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I was like, okay, I
That's
like
where
it.
contracts come in.
Well, who was it? There was someone they wanted to come back. Someone was doing a retirement match. Like they wanted him to do an appearance. He was in AEW, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make that appearance." I forgot who it was though.
Was it Mark Henry?
No, I don't think it was Mark Henry. It was one of the younger guys. I can't think right now on top of my head. It's
Zach Cardona? Zack Ryder?
no. I'll probably remember it like 2 days from now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be sitting and I'll remember it. I'm like, oh, and I'll hit you up and be like, that was this person.
I was about to say Chelsea Green's husband, Zack Ryder. Was it him?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, you know, a wrestler I was actually kind of disappointed they let go because they didn't utilize him as much was Zach. What's his name? How do you say his name? Zach D. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher his name. Zach Dogler. Dolph Ziggler. There we go. Yeah.
Nick Nemeth and,
Yeah, it's Nick
where's
Nemeth
that
now. TNA.
Yeah,
Right?
TNA, there we go. Yeah,
Which
Nick Nemeth
which
and
which
TNA.
is so weird to me because I don't know if TKO owns TNA or they just have a partnership because a lot of wrestlers who left WWE they got signed with TNA and I'm like that's the same fucking company.
But the thing is, you gotta remember when he left, he didn't realize TNA was gonna do that. That wasn't
Yeah,
on
no.
that wasn't on his bingo card.
No,
So
it
was
wasn't.
more so, yeah, it was more so once they signed it. I said, well, Nick Nemeth just got fired for him to be brought back on WWE. Between that and UFC being bought by the same company, I'm confused.
Oh, did you hear the other news though? That I don't know if you're excited about it. I don't know how I'm feeling about it quite yet, but I'm interested to see how it's going to go in the storyline. I heard there is talks that Chavo is officially coming back to WWE for a storyline with Vicky.
Oh yeah, I did hear about Vicky Guerrero. I did hear about her. Chavo, not so much, but I
heard both, and I'm like, yo, that storyline, because I remember Chavo had a kind of a beef before for a while about them using the Guerrero name, and he didn't like the fact that how Dom was doing his shit with it. He didn't like it. He said, yo, don't do it. But then he appeared not too recently, like 6 months ago or something like that. He appeared on TNA and did like a match. I was like, oh shit. And then the talks, oh yeah, he's like, oh, I'm coming back for WWE. He's like, yo, I thought he would never come back. Like, yeah. I was surprised. Now that he said he's prepping to make an appearance, I'm like, is this gonna be a storyline between him and Dom? Like, I think that would be an interesting fucking storyline. I'm not gonna lie.
Rey Mysterio is out of commission.
Yeah, I don't foresee him coming back.
He shouldn't.
For an in-ring. If he does, he needs to do one more match and let it be his retirement match and call it a day.
No, he don't need to do nothing. He became a Hall of Famer while still wrestling. He's fine.
Yeah.
We're good.
Most people don't even realize that he wrestled for a while too without a mask, and back in the day. Most people, when they say, "Oh, he didn't wear a mask for a little," yeah, there was a point in time.
People that don't remember, he was the Thugger Mysterio. Okay.
I remember my cousin had a crush on him. She thought he was the sexiest little guy ever. She was like, Ray, I love some Rey Mysterio. I'm like, what? I'm like, what?
Like, nobody speaks about the baggy pants and the plaid shirt with the fucking do-rag that the nigga had on, and I'm sitting here like, this is Thugger Mysterio.
Fucking Billy Kidman.
The only one to talk about the Luchador.
Raven. Yo, I can sit there and reminisce about some old fucking wrestling shit, because that back in the day, I was all about my fucking wrestling. Like, Nitro, Monday Night Nitro, all that shit, Raw, SmackDown. I watched all of it. I didn't give a fuck back in the day. That was my show. Wrestling was my thing. I didn't care if anybody else liked it. I was in it.
Was the top show, top show. Between that and then Sunday Heat, when Scotty 2 Hotty was popping, we ain't gonna talk about that. Let me shut up.
Oh, and did you see the recent news recently about Buff? He had his leg amputated in a car accident. He got an accident. He had to have his leg amputated. Buff Bagwell. Buff Bagwell.
Yes, I saw that.
I was like, damn, that sucks. Like, I'm glad he's alive though.
We're old as shit. Like, we're really old.
Facts.
That's crazy, but I feel like we diverted again. I'm so sorry, friend.
Nah,
go ahead.
Y'all good.
This is our routine. This is our routine. Our podcast be always fun.
I'd be like, alright. Now,
we always have fun on the podcast, so it's all good.
Let's take a random left turn real quick. This is not politics.
Wait, Raptor, I got a question for you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
He about to say.
Is this not why you are here?
Are you not entertained?
I hate you. What are you gonna say, friend?
Huh? Oh, I got a sound bar.
We're not going to divert into. It's not politics. Specifically, just one topic.
Okay, I'm listening.
What are y'all thinking is the reason behind FBI, DOJ not releasing them Epstein files?
That's too political for me. I'm gonna abstain from answering anything.
I don't even think
for me it is. For me it is. No, it is. Okay. For me it is. I won't speak on it, but I will listen. I will listen. unless y'all say something that I feel I want to speak on, but I won't speak on that one.
I'll say in regard to that. My thought on that is the fact that The only reason why they did not release those files is besides just Trump, but a multitude of a millionaire and billionaires will be held up in this shit, and they will tank the world's economy. That's the only reason why I think that they are not genuinely like releasing this paperwork. Because there's so much stupid shit that they've been put out there. Oh yeah, we got the paperwork on the desk for review and and then just turn around. Oh yeah, nothing's there. We don't see shit.
True. Could be. Possibility.
Any thoughts? Oh, that's just too far for y'all.
I refuse to speak on stupidity.
I feel like the list should have been released regardless of who's on it because it's the right thing to do. But yeah. But if we want to talk about trial stuff, this one is out there. What do y'all think of that case? Yeah, like everybody went out there, they took trial, or they took the stand, they put their stuff out there, you know, got vulnerable to, you know, to talk about some shit that happened, and to find out these verdicts that he's not going to be, you know, on this shit. They're going to get him some other shit, and they have like, they think he's tampered with the jury and this and shit like that. But what do y'all think about that? Like, to hear that all this damning evidence came out, and they're like, nah, we're not gonna get him on that, but we're gonna get him on this instead. Like,
Well, with that, I do know that there was quite a few of those escorts that were actually like, "Hey, I've never dealt with that nigga. I've only dealt with her specifically," and that's where a lot of the credibility got like thrown to the wayside because there was a lot of those a lot of those escorts that they decided not to call onto the stand just off the sheer strength of it not being a two-way, like her being Cassie and Diddy together, but it's specifically being just Cassie making the phone calls, Diddy not being around at that particular time frame, but she just enjoying herself, and then
No
she
Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy.
skate off to the next. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy that I mean, that's not really a surprise also to hear either because shit, man. I mean, the motherfuckers is freaky out there. They all freaky.
No facts, but I do have to get off here. I'm so sorry to leave early, but I do have to get up 5:45 in the morning for work.
Bet. Gee, it's
But
been real.
been
Love
real,
y'all.
my girl. Swing by.
Thanks for having me.
Don't forget to send me those deets so I can include this into the episode, please and thank you.
Hold on, G. It's
Okay,
7. It's 7 though.
What happened?
She said she go to bed
She said,
early.
like,
Stop watching me.
It's 7 o'clock.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
She's like, I need my sleep. Don't deprive
When
me
I
of
tell
my
you,
sleep.
I don't know any time
You
before
need
10
10
a.m. Like I
hours.
know nothing before 10 a.m. This 5 o'clock is killing me.
She said I need 10 hours.
I do 10 hours.
I'm like,
If you keep talking shit about me,
it's
here you
still
fucking
For
go.
real? On God?
I thought I said
Just like that.
The time and I
Here
look at
you
the sun.
fucking go. You know what? Bye, nigga.
Don't forget to send me that info so I can get you.
I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it. Lady y'all. Yeah, he's so good. Lady
Like the sun didn't even you that goes before you do.
Hey, you gotta wake up before the sun. You gotta wake up before the sun and tell them, surprise, motherfucker.
I gotta get up
That's
at 7 o'clock.
What happened, BB? You gotta go to the bathroom, mama? Cause you
Nah,
can't let
nah.
you,
Oh
Nah,
man,
get out of here, stinks.
that was fun. So,
I was just playing.
Nah, yeah, I'm glad she pulled up for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That was cool. Bree was supposed to pull up, but I don't think she gonna pull up. I think she in the middle of doing.
Said she
BB,
joined.
move yourself.
Joined something.
You said what?
That's what I saw that she had joined something on my phone. Some type of one of the discords. I just wasn't
Yeah,
able to really look into it.
I invited her to be a part of the
this one.
podcast crew. But
Yeah.
you know, she had to head out and go handle a couple things, so I didn't want to interrupt her. I told her if she wanted to pop in, she can. You know what I'm saying? But I know she out there trying to make some dollars, doing a little job thing. So
No, why you made it? You made it sound crazy though.
What you mean? Oh,
I
because I
mean,
said she making some dollars.
She out there trying to make some dollars.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you did make it sound kind of sus.
That's not what I meant.
She gonna listen to this episode and be like, "What you trying to say, Thad?"
Yeah, I ain't trying to say nothing.
Hey,
Hold on.
I'll say this, yo. If I say something and you feel some type of way, I'm gonna tell you this right now. What my grandma used to tell me: if I say something and you feel some type of way about what I said, then it must relate to you in some way, and that's a you problem. Figure it out. Like if I say, man, someone's breath stink, you're like, are you talking to me? Well, does your breath stink? If your breath don't stink, it's not. I'm not talking to you. But if you feel like your breath is stink, then go wash your mouth, brush your teeth, mouthwash, put gum in. If the shoe fits, wear it.
The hell was that? Oh. Go use the bathroom.
Mad
Mama.
people streaming Ready or Not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
do
I
see
saw
a couple
that.
people. I see John's playing it too.
Ready or not, it's gonna be one of those games I'm gonna hop back on eventually and play. That's gonna be fun. Oh, hey, did y'all know? Just out of the random fact of the day, the Paris catacombs contain the remains of over 6 million people. Huh?
Paris catacombs. Oh,
Oh, they was just tossing people down a well.
Apparently. Yo, I'm someone who loves to wear neckties, right, and bow ties and shit like that. Like if it was an occasion to wear a suit and tie, I will do it. Now, mind you, I'll probably look weird as fuck because I'm big, but
that's why I said it's a big.
it look like a monkey suit on me. But did you know? I just now found this out that wearing a necktie could reduce the blood flow to your brain by up to 7.5%. Why the fuck do we wear ties then? Why the fuck do we wear ties?
Motherfuckers want to look professional.
But if it's killing,
Why are you even tying your tie that tight?
no, it's not being tight. It's just
Oh, it's just because it's on the artery.
yeah, it's on the artery. It's not being tight. It's restricting it. Even if you're not tying your tie tight, there's still a restriction on from your neck and the tie being around you. You don't have to have a tie tied around you. It's just being on you. Restricts you. So if you're someone who loves to wear ties and you see someone who loves to tie, and they're wearing ties too much. They're restricting their blood flow to the brain. They're killing themselves slowly. And apparently it's the same thing with the blue lights. So most people don't know. I have these gaming glasses that's supposed to protect your eyes, which I'm gonna start wearing them quite a bit. And I was doing a research and reading that the blue lights that you see from your phones to TV screens, apparently there's research that actually shows that if you actively look at blue light screens for a long period of time, it reduces your lifespan tremendously, because the blue lights are killing they're frying something in your eyes, the reticle or something like that, because your eyes aren't not meant to look at blue lights and stuff like that. That's why if you have like an iPhone, they tell you to swap to that night mode, and it's not really the blue light. But I didn't know that shit. Like, you should be looking at your devices all the time because potentially you're shortening your lifespan.
That's news to me. I can tell you that much because I had no idea.
And most older people don't have to worry about that because we grew up in an age where it really wasn't a thing to have a phone and all that other stuff. But looking at your phone consistently, especially at night, ruins your eyes and it shortens your lifespan, which is wild. Absolutely wild.
Yep, I got my blue light glasses. I'm about to go grab them bitches.
Yeah, in fact, I just tossed mine on. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, whoop. I'll put these on real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. As soon as I step back in there. Yeah, that's different. I had no idea about that.
Yo, I never knew this either. Another random fact. Giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people, which makes sense because, lightning normally hits the tallest thing standing up, And if you're by a giraffe, what's taller, you and a giraffe? The giraffe. It's literally like a beacon. Yeah. Fucking.
What if it happens? I
Yeah.
want to act like somebody actually recorded that shit. Because
And-
just saying that is like, all right, cool, but does it happen?
One thing that's interesting that is also kind of, probably scary to some people, but your brain constantly eats itself. Let that sink in. And you're probably saying, how the fuck does your brain eat yourself? No,
Yeah,
apparently your brain gets smaller as you get older, and that's how some people get, Alzheimer's and all that stuff. But your brain is constantly eating itself. That is wild. Most people don't know this stuff. These are, that random facts segment that we normally do on the podcast. So for those who don't know, random facts. And
God.
my boy Thad, he did like an interview, like a promotional work interview for Reptar. But he definitely has what prompted you to do this? That was beautiful, the interview. So make sure y'all listeners and go ahead and really like this podcast episode, because that is definitely stepping up and showing out. Now, if only we can get a certain individual, to come up with episodes from time to time, and
I was talking when I be on here. Sometimes I let other people take
starting an episode. I'm not gonna say nobody's name though.
Hey, Mr. Wilson!
I'm not gonna say nobody's name. This is, somebody just needs to come up with some ideas for a podcast sometime. But
I will admit
I won't mention no names though.
I try to like, this is where my focus has been lately. Either like perfecting or getting really been focusing on my credit. Now that I've gotten one thing off 100%, I'm like solely diving into building my credit, because it's essential for any of the other moves that I want to make, regardless.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's king. So I'm like, while y'all was talking, I'm hearing the podcast. Please don't believe I'm disrespecting the conversation. But I was looking up like a lot of things I could apply for, to build, just to build it faster, even though it's going up, just to completely, invest in certain things, or even get loans. Like, I'll take a loan out, but I won't even spend the money. I'll just like put it somewhere and then just pay it back with its own money that they loaned to me.
That is a way to build your credit too. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Y'all hear that? He's giving y'all some knowledge, y'all. I mean, not everybody uses this type of knowledge, but Mr. Wilson is giving y'all some knowledge that some people do utilize. Some people do that. Yeah, that's a good way to build your credit.
Get a loan for like $2,000 and don't spend it. Just put it away like somewhere, and every payment take from that $2,000, like, give it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Interest, but that's besides the point. You're not, just don't spend the actual money that you're getting the loan for.
Yeah, let them do it for a couple of months to report it to the credit bureau. Let it keep that billing cycle going for maybe half, depending on how the payments are and how quick they want you to pay it back. But having a track record of building up payments, of positive payments, and paying stuff off like that on a consistent basis will definitely boost your credit score. For the record, I am not your guys' financial advisor nor an accountant. I am an accountant, but I am not yours. So let's throw this out there.
I can't give legal advice. It's not for free.
Facts. So I'll let y'all know right now, I am an accountant, but I am not your accountant. I can't be a financial advisor, but I am not your financial advisor, okay? I'm just giving y'all a little knowledge and stuff that I pick up from here and there that should be common knowledge for people to know. If y'all want more details and stuff, y'all have to find me on my Discord, and and I'll chop it up with y'all for real on some stuff. But I am definitely not your guys' accountant nor financial advisor, so keep that in mind.
What I wanted to say, like, for example,
my dad's in the chat. You're my accountant.
Like, for example, like one of the stocks that we're actually like paying attention to. I don't know what the because it's little by little it goes up, especially the not the Dogecoin. The Dogecoin that also obviously goes up, but the
it's moving too. Shiba.
What's the other one that's right with it? Yeah, Shiba. So Shiba's like the restart button for a lot of people that missed the Doge one already, and it's going up on its own slowly too. But
So
I'm like thinking like you don't know exactly when, but you know it's gonna explode.
for
That's the
those
thing.
who are not tracking about the markets moving right now, there have been what is it, the landmark crypto bill has passed, and some other bill that's in the Senate or House that's getting ready to pass for a positive change for cryptocurrency. For those who don't know, the world's currency is 92% digital. Let that sink in. So as people are saying like, yo, don't do cryptocurrency, don't do this, don't do that, let them talk. Because if you are investing in it, and I'm not telling you to go invest in it, if you choose to, that's fine. Remember, every investment is like a gamble, whether it's cryptocurrency, stock market, NFTs, whatever it is, all those investments, you're gambling. It can go good, it can go bad. You just never know until it happens. So that being said, the stuff that is happening now in the world, especially in the States, they're trying to push certain things to go a little bit more, I would say, digital, but still have currency, actual, cash. But there are pieces that are being moved that are looking good for people who are currently investing. So, I mean, if you're one of those people who like to, take a risk from time to time, look into some of those things and watch. If you're going to invest, but I always tell people how to invest. Again, I'm not your accountant. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just giving you some friendly information. Okay. If you ever invest, never invest your whole savings in it. Invest something that you don't mind losing. When I invest $10 here, $28 here, I don't mind losing that. I waste it on junk food or whatever the case may be. That's how you should invest. You never want to invest your life savings on something that you think is going to be a sure thing and find out it's a scam or whatnot. You take small steps and you watch. And if it does well, you can do a little bit more. But you never put all your eggs in one basket. That's how you go broke. But the stuff that's going on right now with the cryptocurrency and, the government passing certain, laws and legislations and all this other good stuff, is looking good for a lot of people. And they would probably tell you, hop on it. If you do it slowly, do it ease, make sure you're watching. Cryptocurrency is very different than the stock market. Stock market ends at 4:30. It was at Eastern Standard Time, I believe it is. Typically Monday through Friday, unless it's a holiday. Cryptocurrency 24/7 is constantly moving. You can sell, buy, whatever you want. There's typically no restrictions, except for pay your taxes on it at the end when you do your stuff. Always make sure you do that. But the world is changing. The dynamic is changing. 92% of the world's currency is digital, and that's not even really including the cryptocurrency. That's including credit cards and Apple Pay and all that other stuff. Those count as digital currency, and most people aren't tracking that. Throwing cryptocurrency in there is just another way to expand that a lot of people are taking advantage and utilizing. And for people to say, well, how can it be stable? How can it be this? American dollar is not stable. A lot of people don't realize that either. The American dollar is not really as stable. We aren't on the gold standard. We haven't been on the gold standard since 1970. We are in a term called fiat money, which means the government, you want your money to be worth something. You want $1 to be worth $1, 20 to be worth 20, 100 to be worth 100, and so forth. The government steps in and regulates it and tells you that it's that value, and society agrees, and so be it. And that is the same logic that cryptocurrency is adapting. So the United States dollar, not on the gold standard. We haven't been on there in a while. We're on fiat money term. And that's pretty much the same term as cryptocurrency. If you don't know, go look it up. I could go in for hours talking about it. I'm not going to do it because I'm not your accountant, nor your financial advisor. Again, I have degrees in this stuff, but I'm not yours because I'm not free. So if you are interested, hit me up on Discord, whatever, we can chop it up and whatnot. But for all intents and purposes, if you're listening to my podcast or my stream, I am not your financial advisor nor your accountant. I would have to be being paid for that, and you don't pay me. I'm just giving you knowledge that I know, and always take knowledge with a grain of salt, and make sure you do your own research as well. Don't just believe everything you hear. Look up, look into things, and verify things, because there's a lot of people out there who are scamming and trying to make a come up. It's just how the world works. So always do your research. Yeah, that's my little dribbit of the financial world.
Yeah, even in the midst of talking about that and just understanding, I was saying like pretty much like it's not even a fact of just because everything you just mentioned is what I also was paying attention to, and so it's not even a fact of if it's gonna blow up or if it's gonna. Bro,
It's win. It's win.
When that happens, because bro, the amount that I got and the amount that you got, and I actually need to continue to build upon that because it's at that point it's like pretty much changing generational trajectory. At that point, like you gonna have some.
Yo, your pops play too much, yo. Your pops play too much.
Yeah, my old man is watching the stream live of the podcast. He's tuning in. I'm not paying for your services. I'm going to get them for free. Tomato. We'll see.
No, but understanding that now, there could be a lot of things like in the works at the same time, but you're not just sitting on one particular thing. But like I realized sometimes I purposely just don't look at it, bro.
No, I mean
That's sitting on your hands because some
No.
people see it go up a little bit and they get ridiculous and they start
the
reaching.
itchiness. I'm telling you, I had some people that when I helped out with this originally, because I was talking about this stuff before it was a thing. Like people was like, "Oh, you jumped on the bandwagon." No, I was doing it way before other people
Way
were.
ahead of time.
Yeah, way ahead of time. Like people don't even understand. I was on it, and and I was telling people, letting them know. And when the shit skyrocket, because they were always looking at their phones, they jumped. They sold because they panicked. And then afterwards, like, "Yo, did you sell yours too? How much? I bet you made a lot of money." And I was like, "I didn't sell anything." They're like, "What? What? No, I didn't sell anything. That's it was not done."
Familiar with the algorithms and just the patterns of how the stock actually moves. Stuff like that doesn't really bother you or scare you. Like, let's say when it dips, if it's already a short thing, or if it's even been in the talks and it's already being legalized and certain things are like precautions are being taken in order to make this a regularity, then you're not
Yeah.
concerned when it dips because that's called a market reset. So you already know the pattern of what it looks like because there are people that are going to be impatient. So everybody and everything they do sometimes also affects the stock for the most part. And so when they get a large amount, they take it out and you'll see a dip, but the market is just resetting. So that's actually the best time for people that whether they do what is it?
Day
I forgot
trade.
the term for it. Day trading. They love those time periods. That's your time to actually jump on the wave and get as much money as you can.
Facts.
And
So do what the
you
rich
know
do.
exactly want to jump off. Yeah. So,
Most people don't do that though. Most people, when they hear people selling, they sell. But all I can really tell you, when people are selling, look at what the rich is doing. Look at what the wealthy is doing. Most people don't realize when people jump on that bandwagon to dump their stocks or coins, the wealthy is sitting right there with a smile on their face. And you want to know why? Because you selling and getting rid of your stuff, you're driving the value of those things down, which means they can come in and buy for literally what penny to dimes or whatever it is. They're like super fucking low. Like
the same thing happens in real estate, bro.
yeah,
In real estate, like it's called it's a market reset, or when it changes over time. That happens in everything, and that's when these millionaire vultures, what we call them, that's not a bad term. It's just they wait because vultures are very patient.
That's what you
They'll
gotta
sit
do.
around, they'll wait, and they'll get exactly what they need without exerting any energy.
If I ever become a millionaire, I wouldn't be the cheapest millionaire. But I wouldn't be frugal with I definitely wouldn't be the flashiest because I'm comfortable with what I am now. Like I'd definitely upgrade some things, but wouldn't be super flashy. I think a lot of the stuff would still be the same. Probably go on a couple of vacations here and there, but nothing too much. And I'd reinvest my money because I mean, I've already traveled quite a bit if you think about it. And I went to go to Europe quite a bit. I've been to quite a bit of states in America. I mean, there are some places I would love to go outside the country, but realistically, at the current climate of what's going on in the world, it is not feasible or smart to go to certain places that I would love to go. So I won't go, and I'll just keep my money and, you know, invest. Because I can do a lot of startup companies. I can invest into something that's already going on to add on to a profile for me, portfolio for me. There's so much I can do at that point. Or depending on what I invest in, what skyrockets, I just may be set for life. You just never know. There's always a balance, you know, or the scale. And one side can always tip the other. You know, I mean, God forbid, knock on wood, I could always drop dead before I see those profits, you know? But also have things set up in place so that way, even if I did, my kids would be set. So, I mean, you always have to plan for the unexpected, because you just never know. But with like cryptocurrency, you got to watch that shit. It might skyrocket. You might go to breathe and blink your eye, and the shit will tank because people sell it. And that was what happened with Doge. Like when Doge had the big bump, and it was like, I think it was like close to 50 cents or something like that a coin, and it was up there. And I tell you, I had a decent little profit on one of my wallets, and I was like, I'm not gonna sell. I'm gonna wait because I was waiting for more. The problem was that people who had like more than I did, they got impatient because they were holding for a while. So they sold, and mind you, some of them made a lot of money. Then some of them made a decent amount of money. And there are some who lost a lot of money. Me personally, I felt like if people would have held and let the market just truly set on certain things, everybody would be winning. I mean, because the whole point of if I'm not mistaken, the whole point of the cryptocurrency market, it was to decentralize the economy and give the power back to the people. And the problem is, the people do not know how to handle the power. They see the money, and a lot of people are struggling to make
That's not why the wealthy's not concerned.
Yeah, the wealthy is not concerned, but you know, everyday people who are considered, you know, the average Joe, they're going paycheck to paycheck. They're struggling. So when they look at their accounts that they took a chance in to invest, and they see a big bump of profit margin, like any person would, they're going to jump at it because they need that money. They're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. It's a natural reaction to it, to sell, to make a come up, to put yourself in a better position for yourself, your family, whatever the case may be. And it's a short-term goal as for people who are investing, instead of just taking a minute to, when I see stuff like this, before I even stop, I take a moment, I put my phone down, shake my head a little bit. I think about, I start thinking of the options that I have. Like, I say, oh, I can sell all this. I could sell, like, all right. So on one of my wallets, I tell you, when the shit went crazy, I had a lot of fucking money in it. And my instinct was like, I could sell this. I could. Like, there's nothing stopping me from selling it. Like, I could sell it and have tons of fucking money. I could. But then I sat down and put my phone down, and I thought, and I said, when I invested, I only invested like $28 into this. 28. But no, but you have to remember.
I can estimate it,
but you have to. But you have to remember, when I invested, no one was talking about it. So when I bought, it was way below a penny. My little $28, if you know how much coins it got me, you'd be like, yo, why did you fucking sell? No. But when you sit there and think about it, it's like, well, if you only invested so little and you see that there's potential for it to be better, why take the jump like everybody else and sell right away when you can just hold? If it's only $20, you're not missing it. You know? That profit, yeah, that profit's nice, but I only put $28 into it. Why would I sell it?
$20 on nonsense.
Yeah, you wasted on nonsense. You know, and the profit margin jumped up, and it was like, you know, thousands of dollars. And I'm like, I could sell. I could. But why? Why? I see the end goal about that.
It's not even just the end goal, it's the mindset, right? We could have a real genuine conversation just about that alone. What I've realized is that, let's say, for example, let's just talk about how people want to build businesses. Sometimes people want to build businesses, and the first thing they think is to build something like that they constantly got to be at, or they constantly have to physically, be there. Because certain businesses, depending on the avenue you're going, will determine how long that's going to take. We're in 2025. You don't have to do. Oh Jesus!
Phone rings as soon as he tries to get into a D.
No, I'm gonna tell him to text me. It's John. If he's calling me, it gotta be something.
He was just up in here recently.
Yeah, but it's family.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I know.
what-
I know.
Yeah,
I let him know if he pulls up, we're recording.
Yeah. So pretty much, like, you don't have to be tethered to these things, like, in a sense of they're businesses. This is why I want to get businesses that can sustain themselves in a sense, low maintenance, will grow on its own. Like, when I say low maintenance, you got to check on it maybe 2 times out of the month, maybe 1 time out of the month, and it runs itself. So these are essential things. The problem I see with the mind frame is everybody thinks the same way, and we're in a different era and year where you can actually make money. If not, obviously the kids with this streaming thing have shown that.
Obviously.
Have completely proven that, and it's no longer the same thing. So what we do in there's a market for literally everything. ASMR, people making money off, like, you make fun of it, but people are legitimately.
Oh, I don't
care
make
about
fun
that
of it at all. I respect the hustle and the grind just because I
100%.
know
It's the consistency.
it was a thought and it said, hey, you know what? Let me see if this works. And they went out and tried it and it worked. So I don't knock it at all, because when it comes to money making, as long as it's not really, illegal, there's really no bad idea at all if it's making you money. Like, if you're doing like content videos, like, and I got all people that say like OnlyFans, for example. People's like, oh yeah, you're doing this. They're making bank though. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, yeah, whatever they're doing, their body, their choice, whatever it is. And some of them, like, on like OnlyFans, don't even do porn stuff. Some of them just do like photo shoots, like cosplay shit. No new shit, none of that. Or some of them does cooking. They're making money. They're finding ways to be creative. They're doing their own thing, setting trends, and they're using a platform for what it's used. Like, OnlyFans was originally created for artists to connect on a different level with their viewers and their fans. It's initially meant for like porn stuff. People just saw an opportunity and they took it, and it bloomed. But there are still people who use OnlyFans for like their podcasts or do comedy skits or whatnot. There are people who do no pornography stuff whatsoever on there. So you can't just say, oh, you're an OnlyFans, like, yo, you must be selling your. No, I'm not. Like, I'm a cook. I do body fitness. I do cosplay stuff. Like, there's no nudity stuff. Like, they took an opportunity and they took it, and it's paying off. So you can't knock people's craft. Like, even people who go to strip clubs, like the people who are in the strip club doing their thing, like, everybody has to hustle. Everybody has to do something. Like, you can't knock somebody for doing what's considered still an honest day's work for them. Like, mind you, yeah, people are like, oh, it's demoralized and this not. No, they're still making money. They're still providing. They're still doing stuff. Like, a hustle is a hustle.
Here's the thing, is that it's really about, one, like you said, a discipline. Now, you can get loans for these things. You can get, let's say, like, for me, what I want a few laundromats. To most people, that'd be like, what do you mean? I'm like, that brings in a good $20,000 to $30,000 a month if you're in a good location. It doesn't cost, the cost to start one is about, I think, 30,000 or 15,000, somewhere around there, anywhere between there. But I'm like, but it runs itself. It's a laundromat.
Exactly.
Like,
most of those do run themselves.
The biggest thing is time and money. Those two things, you can't really, it's hard, because when you're making the largest amount of money, some of the most wealthiest people don't have the most time in the world. They're constantly moving and doing things. So it depends on what it is and what you're doing. So that's why I'm like, I'd rather have something, and in this day and age, it don't always got to be the obvious, like, of what everybody else has thought of. The the online things, like you said. Well, OnlyFans really be working for very specific groups of people, obviously, but it works. And it's for people have found a way to work smarter instead of overly hard or breaking it back and getting nowhere, because that wasn't really designed for you to get to it from point A to B. Now you could discipline yourself, but that's the hardest quality that most people don't have.
Yeah, that's true.
Is a discipline. So your banking, they don't have to remember, like, the reason currency was even created was to separate classes. It has nothing to do. It's a piece of paper that we put a value on. So it
Huh?
has nothing to do with anything. It's not like, oh, it's because the government wants this and it to be fair. Nah, that's just to control your social status. It has nothing to do with anything else. Because before then, what were people doing? They were trading goods before currency was even a thing.
They're bartering with each
Yeah,
other.
but they actually grew these things, and that's why they had worth. Or the process and what it was used for. Money is literally a piece of paper that's printed. Which why the concept of even the government being in debt sounds like a joke, because it's printed paper. What are you in debt with? You're printing it. Like, make that make sense. Nobody ever stops and thinks about that. Like, you talking about something that you print, you're in debt with? What is it? The machine stops at a certain point if you don't feed it the money it's giving to you. Like, make that makes. I don't. It's paper. Literally, that's what it is. They print it. Like, the government makes it. That's why I don't understand. I'm like, I don't believe none of the nonsense. Like, we're in debt to, $90-something billion we're in debt. How are you in debt to something that you create?
Not $1 billion, trillions of dollars.
How are you in debt to something that you literally make yourself? That's like me being in debt to a tree for leaves. I grew the tree. It's gonna grow leaves again. So no, this is the nonsense. There's like, and nobody stops and thinks about that. That's why I don't really follow it or even subscribe to it after a while. It's a control factor. It has nothing to do with anything else.
I mean, that's how
It's a control factor, and
that's how America was built. Unfortunately,
that's how it was built. Just controlling classes. Because when the moment people realize that, and this is why the discussion doesn't like to be had, or certain faculties are controlled or get kept by certain, groups of people, because it just keeps control over certain things. But the moment that if everybody just threw like $100 on the ground and said it was worth nothing, that $100 will literally be worth nothing.
yeah.
$1 could be worth more than $100 just because we said so. The masses said so, because they heavily rely on the masses. They don't rely as much as the wealthy has control. It's the same thing they did with slavery. It's just a mind breaking thing. It has nothing to do with anything. It's breaking your mental into getting used to something. We make the laws, why? In order to keep control, not to keep any safety and this and the third. What is the purpose of a piece of paper?
True.
Why do I have to have a certain amount of money to make just a piece of paper? Just a piece of paper. I can rip it with ease. Like, it's literally, it has it's actually no physical value either, other than what people put on it. So it's like, it's a mental trap. But
80.
in order to stay out of jail or prison or the setup of the system or what it is, you have to play along.
If I'm not mistaken, there's only been one person who's been able to beat the government at their own game and avoid paying taxes.
They made a law for that quick. Taxes is the biggest scam ever. That's the biggest scam in history that just gets away with it all.
Technically, it's not in the Constitution or nothing like that. It's just something they made to
really
keep
why
the
they don't
government
like Trump.
afloat.
The government do not like him right now.
Huh?
'Cause he's flipping it and upside down, and a lot of people don't like, because it's taken off of their plate at the end of the day, and what they're able to get away with.
I mean, if I was going to political, and mind you, I don't really talk about political stuff, but if I was going to go political, I would say, if you're looking to cut something, how about you cut the people's pay who sits in those offices and those houses in the Senate and writes all these legislations and all this stuff and try to cut their pay. As most of them are making way more than they need to. Let's be honest with you. A lot of them have their own companies. A lot of them are doing stuff because they're in that type of business, or they're pushing stuff because it's helping their pockets. Anything that's not helping their pockets, they don't approve. So you should hit them where it hurts at, and affect them. They don't need to be making close to $1 million sitting in the fucking, Capitol building, making votes. Hey, everybody's voting for this, or we're rejecting. They don't need to make all that much. And I kind of feel the same thing with athletes. Like, yeah, athletes are entertainment and whatnot, but if you think about the people who are like actually busting their ass, manual idle jobs, like to be someone who's 80 hours a week busting your ass, and then you go home and you see someone doing some sports, you hear that they play one game, of course they have a little practice in here, but then they have one game and they're making millions and millions of dollars that you don't have to do any of the crazy shit that you have to do it. I feel like they glorify too many sports and the money and whatnot, and that's what people get hung up on. It's a shame, to be honest. Yeah, it's entertainment, but they used
Let's make this
just
this real quick. I gotta say this, and I'm not because the work into the training and everything that they gotta do. Yes, I understand. In order to even be in shape to do what they do, like athletes, I get that. I understand 100%. However, you gotta think of it like this: they're really just a higher paid employee because
they're way overpaid. As that way, they're way overpaid.
Not overpaid just because of the revenue they bring, and it's based upon what equity or what can you bring to my establishment, or how many people can you get to buy in just to come to see this. And so that's what separates them. But think about it this way too: if the owner's able to pay you millions of dollars to do that, you know how much you're actually worth to him, because as a businessman, you're never going to pay. You always want to get things for a discounted price as a wholesale.
Nickels and dimes.
You never want to get something for it's 100% entire worth. If you can lowball it or get it for less for something else,
no, you're gonna do it.
That's what you're gonna do it.
Yeah, you're gonna do it easily.
That's called the profit margin. You have to have a profit margin somewhere. It's the whole purpose of getting it. But so now, in reality, in that world, they're actually underpaid. To us, they're overpaid for what they do. But if I'm only paying you millions, that means in reality you're worth billions to me.
Again,
because
I still would say the overpaid.
And I'm not even on a racial tip. Hold on, no. To us, that's what I'm saying. But not on a racial tip. Nobody wants to see a white dude try to dunk a ball. They're not on the tip, and then not most of them. They got a couple that come out. Yeah, they're athletic, but who's 9 out of 10 times the most athletic when it comes to basketball, football? All of them. It's the same thing with slavery when they used to pick who they want. Their workers, and they looked physically in shape and all this other stuff. But they made the most money off of them, but paid the least for them.
Yeah, they had those farms, the mating farms, the breeding farms back in the day.
One of the things
I saw, you know what? When you talk about shit back in the day, I saw this video. Pivot real quick. I saw this video on Facebook, and it was like this chick. She was like, "I came out to the country, and I see a cotton field, and I went out and I picked it. I felt like I was connected to my ancestors." And someone was like, "Are you crazy? Like, why'd you go and pick cotton?" And the guy was like, and to make it worse, she took the cotton home with her as a souvenir. Like, what? Like, she was out in the field actually picking cotton. She's like, "Oh, it smells good. I would have loved to do this." What are you talking about?
Put on a steak and set it aside.
Dude made a whole. I think I sent it to y'all too. I saw the other day. I was like, "Nah, you can't make this up. You can't make this up."
What I just paid attention to, there's shifts in a lot of things though that a lot of people don't peep, and it shows the mind frame. It has nothing to do with the actual worth of something. It's just if your mind is so fixated on a way of things or a certain, like, call it the sheep versus the wolf mindset. And so a lot of sheep, like you said, I know you've seen the diet or the picture or the example before, where there's an open barnyard and there's only like maybe 10 feet of gate, or maybe more, a little bit more, 15 feet of gate. Around that gate is a whole opening, but the sheep will still walk through the narrow part of the gate because every other sheep is walking through that part of the gate instead of just walking around. So, and what I noticed, even with products, where there's A lot of people do that, like diamonds. Do you know the diamond market has completely been like just going down because they found a way to grow these lab diamonds.
Yeah, but
They
they're
found
not
a way
pure
to
though.
do that.
It's
Bro,
saturated
first
with
of all,
fake
first of all,
diamonds
first of all,
though.
first of all, hold on. Let's just talk about the idiotic thing of even investing in these. Because the diamond market, that's something that depreciates just like a damn vehicle. When you get it, that's not something that you can get some equity on. That's something that you can, So when they have these rappers sitting here talking about this in music videos, I dropped 200,000. Why? Why?
Well, the truth is that they didn't do it. The company did it for them.
No,
And them
Yeah.
niggas,
either they didn't do
I
it. No,
did this.
so listen. I heard this interview, and there's some rappers who intentionally get fake jewelry, the whole moissanite and
Yeah.
everything. And I
Yeah.
call
don't
them
knock it.
smart.
Save money.
I call them
Makes sense
smart.
to me.
Why? Because you don't even know the difference. It's still shiny. You still over here talking to them. We already know they got the money.
Only time they know the
They may just
difference
like
if
it
they go
'cause the
to
way it looks.
try to break it. Because if I'm not mistaken, if you try to hit a actual real diamond with a hammer, it's not breaking. It's not breaking. It's not shattering.
But how many? What are the chances? I mean, how many times you gonna come up against that? Somebody trying to break your joint. Like, what's the reality? It's not.
I mean,
not
it's
a
like the
common
same thing.
Like, let me come
People
up to you
go
with a
out there
hammer and try to break your
with
watch.
those diamond testers. Oh, that's not a real diamond. It's a fake diamond. No, those
Still
those
pass the diamond test.
those tests, those diamond test things are, in my opinion, are also a scam too, because they go off of heat. So if your hand's closer to it and it picks up the heat, it's gonna register as a diamond, whether it's fake or not.
But it's not even that. Now they simulate that. It's just the materials that's actually in. But what I'm saying though is that here's how the intelligent person thinks, regardless of what anybody feels. Oh, it's not a real diamond. Okay, you spent $200,000 on that. I just started another business, so I did X, Y, and Z over here. You're trying to prove that you're rich. But even the most wealthiest people, you notice the wealthier they get, the less jewelry they wear.
Yeah, I mean, look at what
Why do I have to
I
prove
know.
that to you?
The person that most people typically don't like was that Bill Gates. People don't typically like him for some shit that he does.
Walmart.
But yeah, look at him. He's
Him?
one of the richest people. I want to say
What I got to
Elon.
prove?
Elon doesn't even dress flashy. Like it's jeans, t-shirt, and people like, yo, you're rich. That's and that would be crazy because if I ever become super rich, y'all see how I dress now. I still dress the same. People are like, oh, you ain't changed up your work. Nah, I don't really feel need to.
Do is your preference. That's cool.
Like,
I'm just talking about the jewelry thing, the jewelry tip, right? So if somebody, I'm like, first of all, if you even know, moissanite is supposed to be apparently a rock from space.
mhm.
I think I would take the rock from space over the one on the Earth. That's just my like. I think that's more a bit different. Like mine's is from space, yours is from somewhere that they're hoping they can generate. That's already been on Earth already for how many years? Okay, that's one. Two.
But how do you know
Why
it's from
would I
space though?
spend-
If someone tells you
would
it's
I
from
spend-
space though, how do you know it's truly
That's an
from space?
asteroid.
Yeah, but how do you
I've seen the process in my jeweler. One of my friends, like I said, was a jeweler. He said, "No, I've looked at I've been through the process. I've actually seen it." He said it shines 10 times better. It's actually a rock from space, yes, a meteorite. And
But
he
for the
said,
average
that's-
person though, how do they know? And you say, "Oh, this is a diamond," but oh
they're not
look,
gonna know. That's the funny thing.
yeah, it's like,
That's the
"Oh, but I
point.
got this one. This one's from space," and it could be like fucking rhinestone. And be like, "Oh, this is from space. Look how shiny this is."
No, a person that knows their jewelry is gonna be able to tell. But the thing is that it shines 10 times better and looks better than the regular diamond anyway.
I'll have to see one in person.
So,
be the judge of that.
But now, no, and I noticed there's a whole market of these joints, just completely like.
Saturated.
I'm wondering why is there such a flash sale on a lot of this stuff? Why? Because they found a way to break the code in this industry. So now, because of that, it's like, nigga, you ain't gotta spend 50 bands on the watches. Look like who cares? And why are you doing that? Even if I had all the money, like, why was that even a smart? What do you like? It's one thing to say, yo, I like the way it looks, and that's your own personal thing. But if you really doing it to portray a certain look or certain lifestyle, it's like, okay, so you're doing it because you want to prove to people that you have money.
Yeah.
And it's like, and for what reason? Because your main concern will be taking care of your family and making
I'm
sure
over here
you're
just talking, wondering why y'all niggas is not listening. Shit. Nah, I'll chime in on that, but the reasoning behind that, honestly, is because of the fact of if the niggas that's in the industry is the one that has the image that all the young kids is looking up to and all that other shit.
And they be the ones getting the fake stuff sometimes. They not trying to get robbed and lose their
No.
bread.
I'm not even talking about the robbing part. I'm just talking about if I give you the assumption that, oh yeah, well, guess what? I got all these, I got these diamond watches, Rolex watches, I got the chains, I got the bracelets, I got all of that shit, and I'm putting that shit on. Y'all, every time y'all see me, I got that shit on. That's gonna make you think that's the number one goal. That's what you're grinding for. You're grinding to look the part, to shine like that in that particular aspect. And if that's what you like, what a lot of the kids are seeing, they're gonna grow up to waste their money on the same
Yeah,
stupid
no,
shit.
no, don't get it twisted. I actually personally like the way diamonds look. Don't get me twisted. I don't care about like I could wear something and not make it a topic of discussion.
I prefer silver myself. I ain't even gonna hold you. Silver is my preferred jewelry choice, just off of it
Yeah,
being a
100%.
conductor,
I like
a better
gold.
conductor.
I like this stuff because I personally like how it looks. But I'm not gonna
Yeah,
go up to you and put it in your face and be like, yeah, and like I'm not trying to intentionally show. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I've
I
had
don't need
jewelry
to
on
show
before
up.
and not said a
Show up.
word about it and just be having normal conversations. Well, because I like it. It has nothing to do with the topic of
Yeah,
discussion. You say something, I'm like, oh, thank you, and I'm gonna keep it pushing like on to the next conversation.
right.
But it's is for me, I'm like, and me paying attention to it, it's just also what you choose to invest in. First of all, the diamond industry is they gyp Negroes specifically all the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
All the time
yeah.
because they're selling it like almost 30 or 40% above market value of what it's actually worth. So what if they selling you for 500,000, bro? That joint was nowhere near worth that chain cost 70,000 for them to get.
You put in money for their art piece, nigga. That's what it was. They did art. You
Yo,
paid for it.
and they're a killing. Like it's almost disrespectful
Facts.
if you knew what the actual number was. So I'm like, you look like an idiot. You spent a house, 2 houses, 3 houses. You could have gone into real estate,
Yep.
Could have did a
but you're
lot.
wearing that on your neck to make a point,
And
which
you
it
think
doesn't.
niggas not going to rob you for that? Stupid.
And it's not even that. It's just like it doesn't scream. Now, if that's what you want to do and you got money like that, but that's the problem in and of itself. Instead of building something, you're still the employee, a slave to the industry at the end of the day because you got a couple artists who they may have one or two things, but they already now what's becoming big is being the independent artist. A lot of them don't want to be stuck in them deals, and so they start building their own businesses and stuff like that. And that's what's smart. I'm like, because you did all that and just had your own money, and it dies maybe with just like in. It depends on what you spend it on. It's just I pay attention to a lot of stuff, and it's like, yeah. But then again, you can't tell nobody nothing because it's like that's what they it's their money.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
my old man agreed with you. He agreed with you about
It's like, bro, like
that's true, and they
I
don't
would have
even
I would have
turn
2 or 3
colors.
nice
They look
cars,
real.
but I'm not gonna have 10 cars and only 2 butt cheeks. That makes no sense.
Yo,
That is a waste of money. That it makes 0 sense.
I was talking to someone. It was like someone's like, you can look at someone's house and their car, and you can tell a lot by a person from the outside. I'm like, oh, I was like, and I told him, you really can't. That's like judging a book by its cover. You shouldn't do that. Some people, believe it or not, there are those out there who'll get a decent car that just gets them from point A to point B, and to them, that's all that matters. In the outside of the house, they'll maintain it, but it won't be as nice. How you can really tell a person's character probably sometimes is by the inside of their house. And sometimes in outside of the house, I've been places where the outside of the house look like shit. Like you look like some place you wouldn't want to be called dead end. But then you go on the inside and it's immaculate. And you're like, yo, am I in the fucking different realm? Like what the like why does it look so nice inside, but outside looks like shit? Because they don't live outside. So why are they gonna treat the outside like it's the inside of their place? Some people treat the inside better. They take care of it. They do whatever they want. The outside, meh, they don't really care because they're not spending their time outside. Yeah, okay, cool. But if you
They're
have
not
a
worried about other people's perception.
and not even that though, but like for us, like where I grew up, you know, if you had a nice place and you know on the wrong side of town and people knew, you were probably likely to get broken into. Let's be real. Someone was probably gonna hijack your car, break into your shit, whatever it is. But if your shit look like shit on the outside, they're like, this motherfucker ain't got no money. We're gonna leave him alone. But little did they know, the outside may look like shit, but the inside is immaculate. like some you take care of your inside your place, the outside doesn't matter. Most like for me, like I like a nice car, but if I'm being honest, as long as the car gets me from point A to point B and it runs good and smooth and I don't have any problems, I can care less. As long as I can fit into them, I can have space for my kids and whatnot, I'm fine. I don't need to have a super flashy car. It's not. I don't need to have the most expensive this. Nah, simple. I've never, I personally, I don't think I've ever been materialistic. I really don't care. Believe it or not, I remember back in the day, my dad and my stepmom used to buy me all these fancy ass shoes, Jordans, designer clothes. And I was so uncoordinated and so unmatched. I didn't match any of it. I got it all dirty. They used to get fucking pissed off at me because they like, we buy you all this nice shit. Yeah, so you buy all this nice shit. You have all this nice shit, but you're not utilizing it because I didn't care for it. I've never, me personally, I've just never been a materialistic person. Those things, I mean, they're nice, but I don't really care for them. It's just how I always was. Like my mindset was on other shit, unfortunately. And I definitely appreciate, you know, them doing all that stuff. But it just wasn't me growing up. Like I knew they took pride in it because I literally had an outfit and a pair of shoes to match that outfit. Like I literally had a pair of shoes and an outfit to go with it. Like it just wasn't my thing. It really wasn't. Like even to this day, like I don't really care to have the fanciest, flashiest clothes. Like it doesn't bother me. Like as long as I wear it and it covers me up and I'm comfortable, I'm fine. To be honest with you, I'm fine. So those things just, I've never been a materialistic person. It's just those things, I've never been fazed by those things. I'm not into shoes like that. I'm not really into cars like that. When people say, oh, this car, I'm not really a big car person. Like I'm excited for you because you're excited, but I'm not a huge car person. I'm not a car person. I'm not a shoe person. Like this, I've never been that person, unfortunately. I admire them. If you're happy about it and you're excited, I'm happy because you're happy. I'm just not that big into it. Like, yes, they look nice. They've never been me. So
No, it's shit, whatever's your thing is your thing, 100%.
Living F12. Thanks for the follow. Thanks. I hope you're enjoying the podcast that we're recording. On Sundays, I plan on doing my podcast at 6 o'clock, as long as everything permits. And people are here. We're gonna be doing podcasts. I'm gonna start recording them live because why not, right? Other than that, you'll catch me streaming, having fun throughout the week. So if you're enjoying this podcast and you're enjoying my boy Eno Ego and Kyrie Gaming, make sure y'all tune into them on this podcast. I'm gonna post it on Spotify and all the other platforms that have my podcast, and I'll make sure to put their handles in. But if not, you know, we'll make sure to get you guys that information. But they're always around, even when I'm just streaming regularly. So if you don't do it now, later on you might catch them and vibe with them too as well. So keep that in mind.
No, but I mean, just these topics in general. I mean, you could talk about also the easy life stuff that once you get past that point, you're a little bit more aware. Start talking about the deepest stuff.
No,
That goes beyond that, and that's the stuff I enjoy too. So I'm like, for me right now, like, yes, while I'm here, I don't like working for nobody, to be honest. And when usually when you say that, people their first thought is, oh, you can't follow rules. Man, I got nothing to do with rules. I just don't like working for people.
My old man said the outside of the house does matter when you're trying to sell it. But if you're not trying to sell the house and it's a house you're planning on living in, it doesn't
That's
matter.
not what we're talking about. Yeah,
No. But he was like, you know, because I said the outside of the house typically don't matter for some people. But he is right. If you're trying to sell your house and whatnot, and depending on the area you live in, you want to make it sure your outside looks nice to sell it. But if you are, but if you live in a house, you're not trying to sell it and whatnot. You're there, you're a lifer in that house. Most people don't care at that point because they don't want their house broken, so they don't want to attract attention. Like, I shit you not, even in the neighborhood I live in now. So I live in an HOA. So I live in a neighborhood that has an HOA, and people who keep their grass looking okay, whatnot, you know, they don't water it all the time, don't look super green, but it's maintained. People don't bother them. In my neighborhood, if your grass is super green and people are driving by and seeing super green, you got little nice ass cars and whatnot, I shit you not, at night, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, people will be writing on Facebook, yo, someone's trying to break in my car. And you look at their property, grass is all super dark green, they got nice cars out. And they figure you got money, you're widening your grass a lot in this fucking
Grass is
heat.
green on this side,
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah, exactly. It's greener, so they're trying to break into your shit. They're trying to see what you got because you're flaunting it. Like your grass is super green, you got a nice ass car, your house is done. You just made yourself a target. Your house is nicer than everybody else. You have the nicest house, nicest grass, nicest car sitting outside. You maintain. You made yourself a target. For the ones that they don't do all that, they're fine. So I mean,
yes and no. It's a double-edged sword because it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you get noticed more sometimes, target for whatever it may be, but at the same time, unfortunately, you it is also at the same time used to pretty much gauge whether you're gonna show somebody, give them attention in the sense of you judge them based upon that. Why? Because when you do one thing or the other, you have to be consistent. If you're not consistent within that idea, or following with that type, like let's say for example, if you're a clean person, you're pretty much clean all the way around.
yeah.
No, I mean
Define clean though. Define clean,
exactly.
because one person's clean and someone else's clutter.
100%, which we would call that subjective. But what I'm saying is, like, all right, so let's say, matter of fact, let's find a better word: organized. If you're organized, right, you have things in a certain place. You're gonna be organized here. You're gonna be organized there. You're gonna be organized over here. You get what I'm saying? You're not gonna be picky where you're 100% organized. You know that being prior military.
I'm still gonna be picky to that statement because that statement still falls on what I said. But like you said before.
No, I'm just saying. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
It speaks to what type of person you are. Okay, this person's organized. He does things a certain way. When you have a regimen or a certain consistency of how you follow and do things, it's just that people pay attention to that. So that determines whether I'm even have certain conversations with you. We all do it. We profile in a way before we even have a conversation, whether we want to or not. It's inevitable because it determines whether we're just going to entertain certain things. If a bum comes up to you smelling like piss, you're not really going to entertain much conversation. I don't
know. It probably depends on that one for me personally.
I respect you for trying to find the gray area.
No, I mean, yeah, because some people are struggling. Like I'm gonna tell you a story. So my dad was writing here and he said, if you catch him in the property, pretty much. He said you catch him lurking in your property, you deal with them. But I remember, so my dad is a coffee drinker. He loves his Dunkin' Donuts. I'm gonna let you know this right now. He loves his Dunkin' Donuts, large Dunkin' Donut coffee. What is it? 5 sugars, 2 creams, 7 sugars, 2 creams, whatever it is. He loves it. I remember back in the day, we were going to get Dunkin' Donuts. He was going to get Dunkin' Donuts. I think he was getting me hot chocolate or ice cream. They had this Dunkin' Donuts, and we're at the city I grew up in. Dunkin' Donuts and a Baskin Robbins ice cream joint right next to it. And it was this bum. No other way to say it. Bum, homeless person, whatever you want to call it, begging him for money. And I learned this from my dad, and I kind of took it. I took it to heart with it when he said it, because when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. He's like, oh, let me get you guys some money I can have. My dad was like, I'm not giving you no money. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't giving you no money. But what I will do, I'll go buy you some food and give it to you. But I'm not giving you no cash, because you're gonna turn around and buy some liquor or whatnot. I'm not supporting those habits. But if you're saying you're hungry, you want some food, I'll buy you food. And I agree with that. Like, if you're hungry and you say you're hungry and you're asking for money and you're hungry, all right, cool. I'm not going to give you money. I'll buy you food. And if you tell me you don't want the food I'm about to buy you, to me, you're just trying to get money to go get some drugs, some alcohol. And I'm not trying, if you're already struggling and you live in the streets, food in your system is more important than letting you go for drugs and alcohol. And I'm not going to enable you for that shit. And so when I go to Florida from time to time, where I'm out and we see people, the panhandlers, you call them, and everybody's like, oh, should we give them? No, absolutely not. And when I look at these people, absolutely not. And for some people to be like a controversy, like, why are you not gonna help out someone who in need? Look, if I look at the person and I see he can walk, he can stand, he can move, he's on his own 2 feet, he can try to get a job. He can try. Now, if he's out there missing a leg, a foot, whatnot, I'll help him out. if I have it. I'm not gonna give him cash. Tell you that. But I'll help him out. You
You know
hungry?
what's funny?
Let's go get some food. Um,
I'll make it easier for you, bro. Once I learned what actually be going on, because you know how it works.
yeah,
I know what the actual situation is. A lot of them, they be lying. They really just want the drugs. That's what
bro.
they want the money for.
I remember when I got out the military, there was this dude, and I was coming from Florida, Miami. I was driving from Miami, and this dude was like, he saw me in the gas station. It was pouring. He was like, "Yo, you got some money? I'm a veteran." And he was bullshitting. He was totally lying because, mind you, I had just come out the military, so I'm still military mindset, and I'm like, yeah, okay, chopping up with him, and he's like, starts throwing the shit out there, and some of the shit he was saying wasn't accurate. And I'm like, yeah, he was in the military. And at that point, I didn't tell him I was in the military, but I let him continue talking. And it was like, oh, okay. So then I was like,
disrespectful. You start lying on the military.
yeah. And I was like, you don't get no VAs. Oh no, you get out the military, you don't do. I was like, really? I said, because I just got out the military. I'm a veteran, and I got my benefits. And then I was like, there's resources out there to help you. They're different there. And you said you just recently got out, so if you recently got out, I know for a fact they would have helped you with those resources. So you're lying to me, which at that point I can't help you. Like, I'm not gonna help someone who's gonna blatantly lie to me to try to get a come up, thinking that I don't know shit. I'm just not gonna help you. And part of that is probably me just being a dick, because I can be very mean at point. Part of me is nice, but I am a natural asshole. Like, everybody's like, you're smiling, you're nice. No, naturally I am an asshole. Like, I have my smile and whatnot, but I am really mean at down to the bone most of the time. I just don't voice it a lot, but it's running into my head. Let me see. Most people are standing on corners nowadays, or have more money in there than you. Yeah, they do. It is true. A lot of people who stand in the street are panhandling. What was it? There was a show on MTV Discovery, one of the fucking shows, and they're like, their job was literally panhandling. They quit their job and they went and asked people for money. And there was a dude bragging. He's like, yo, I panhandled, I'm asking money. He's like, if I'm out there in a good day, I make $2,000 on a day. Tax free, nothing. People just giving money. And when you see shit like that, like, yo, you're not busting your ass you're just walking around asking people for money. Or the ones that, yeah, or the ones that would be like, yo, I need, I want money. They're holding this sign. They got a nice ass phone, nice shoes. You're like, yo, you said you're poor, you need money, but you're wearing fucking brand new fucking Jordans. You can't be that poor. You got fucking Jordans on. Is that an iPhone in your hand? Yo, you can afford an iPhone and Jordans, but you're poor? You're living in the streets with no money? Make it make sense. And where I grew up at, there were people who would go and panhandle for money and then walk around and hop in a vehicle and go home. If I'm not mistaken, my grandma at one point said there was a dude, I think he was a famous dude in our city where we were. There was a dude who wasn't really poor or whatnot, if I'm not mistaken, but he had like some mental issue. So he would walk around the streets and act like people assumed that he was poor or whatnot, but he wasn't. He had money. He was loaded, but his mental state wasn't there no more. So he literally walked the streets and, you know, actually begged for money and this and that, but he was rich. He just, his mind just was not there no more. And it came out and he got help or something like that. And we also had this dude, I want to explain him, it was Crazy Joe. And he was very famous in the city I grew up. He was this dude, white dude, short, and he would walk at night, yelling on the top of his lungs, you know, Bible scriptures, this and that. And he was actually a chill person to talk to, but he gave the impression that he was crazy because he would walk around, he would, you know, yell, you know, Bible stuff out and whatnot. And people assumed he was crazy, but people who actually sat down and talked to him, he was very warming. He was very intelligent. It was just his demeanor, you know, he how he carried himself when he walked around, and people never knew like it's like he's crazy. Like, nah, he's actually not crazy. His name was Crazy Joe, but he really wasn't. He really wasn't crazy. It was just how he was. Like, you could sit down and actually have a full conversation with them. Like, and you'd be surprised. Like, he was smart. Like, he would talk to you. Man, it was wild.
It's what I say in the midst of everything. Like because of where I worked, I realized they get assistance or they can. They just don't like following the rules that come along with it.
A lot of them don't like
That's
following
the
the
problem.
rules.
So in the midst of that, I'm like, oh, because me working in the shelter, I've worked there, like, and like they get everything.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say they get
Uh,
everything. They get food stamps, they get housing, they get all types of stuff for free.
you still have
Especially
flashbacks?
even more, huh?
Do you still have
I
flashbacks by
mean,
chance? I know you have a form
yes
of
and
PTSD, even
yes
though
and no.
you won't probably admit it to yourself, but the shit that you saw, you definitely have a form of PTSD. That was a
I
traumatic.
want to say yes, but I wouldn't say because I deal with it differently. So no.
I
It's
know,
just like I don't
but it's still there, bro. It's still there.
believe
Trust
it or
me.
not. It is no, it is. But believe it or not, it's just it sucks because it just desensitizes you. That's all it does. So it makes you like shrug shoulders, kind of, even though it's like yo, like
Here's a
you
topic.
need-
My old man wants to know. So what do us young bucks think about relationships nowadays? I'm married, so I'm just gonna let y'all take that one. I'll tune in if I need to.
Dating pool full of piss and shit. That's what it is. It's just straight diarrhea, all caca. There ain't no
The straight
no clean
diarrhea.
spots.
Oh god.
We all shot the shit, and the good ones. It's few and far between. And I don't even claim myself as one of the good ones no more. I'm tainted. I got a little bit of poop on me. I think it's a little bit on my arm.
When I was yo, what? The answer that I would give, in all honesty,
Nah, I'm not. I haven't been looking myself.
What I would say is,
I hope not.
people-
You know what you told me yesterday.
you have to change your environment to run into different types of people, or change your circle, because there's some things that we expected that we want, but we're expecting it from an environment that doesn't usually breed that. You can't make that judgment based on you come from here to need this, but the larger percentage of numbers does show that you expecting something. Also has to do with what's normalized to you as a kid. So just answering that like just generally the dating pool, depending on where you're at, that will determine your answer.
Well, I
Because
can
there are people out
legitimately say on my side where I'm currently located, I was told by the people who actually from out here, like, yo, don't date none of the chicks from the town, because either you gonna get burned or she gonna get you burned. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want no parts. I'm not trying to catch nothing, and I ain't trying to smoke. I'm good. I'm good. I'm all right.
I think
Nah, I'm looking, but just not around here. Let me just say that.
I want to say from me, from what I watch from people who are in relationships right now in these days, is that from people who are like in a dating phase, no one takes it seriously anymore. It's like, oh, I'm not married to you, we're just seeing, so it's free game. Like there's not that mutual respect towards each other. Like, yeah, we're together, let's I'm gonna do whatever I want, and you can't stop me. You ain't put a ring on this, or and then the disrespect comes on. It's like, you didn't put a ring on this, so I'm gonna do this, and then people are like, you're not treating me like this. Like, wait, you want me to give you the wife or husband treatment, but then you don't want to reciprocate it back to me, in some way or form. Like, you want me to pay all your bills, do all this for you, but you won't cook me a meal. You won't do this, or vice versa or whatnot.
Want the
People,
traditional man without having the traditional.
well, a lot of people want that
roles of
traditional
themselves.
relationship, but they don't really want to have a traditional relationship. It's just the thought is good to them. It's not the thought of it is good in theory, but they don't want to really commit to it, because you got a lot of women and men out here that's downloading it and it ain't right. So wait, what? I'm lost.
Nah, basically, like, a lot of people are just paying attention to what they're seeing online. Now, I understand what he's saying. There's a lot of people who are just seeing shit being said online and whatnot, and then they're taking it for face value. Like, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Like, females in this aspect are looking at it like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to have a man who makes 6 figures, and he gonna pay all the bills, and I ain't got to do nothing but sit at home and take care of the kids, and
That's
it's
society,
like, that's
though.
cool, that's nice, and that would be cool. That would be the shit to have if
That's
it
the
was
deep
able
subject.
to roll on that particular time frame. We're not in a situation where majority of us and are making minimum $60,000. A lot of people not even making 60 grand right now.
A lot of people
So
live
it's
on
like,
check.
let
Bro, let
alone
me.
you want 100,000. You want a man making over $100,000 or making 7 figures in general. Oh, GG, no problem. But
They
yeah,
have
it was
they have
like
have high expectations, but not willing to lower some of those expectations and be more realistic. They're setting the bar too high that they can't even reach themselves. And I would say that's probably on both ends of the part, on both ends of the scale for that one, for, in the most part.
yeah, no, I can't even
So
deny because at the same time, if I wanted to deal with a woman who has a low body count, that shit is so hard to find right now because of the sexual liberation bullshit. I couldn't even do that shit.
Reborn again version. That's like me. Yo, when I hear that shit,
ass people is what it sounds like.
when I was younger, I used to hear that I'm a born again virgin. I'm like, how are you a born again virgin? I'm like, it's like women can be born again virgin. I'm like, really? They can't. And it's like, can a man? No. I was like, if a man can't, a woman can't either, in my opinion. And once you lose it, you lose it. Let's be honest. That's like me with 5 kids saying, I'm a virgin. I ain't never had sex. I'm a virgin. I'm celibate. I'm like, you got 5 kids. I'm a born again virgin. Just the women do it. Why can't I do it?
Nah, but you did see. Sidebar, you seen that they have that they got that surgery going on that more women are starting to take part in that I forgot what they actually call. Basically, it's like pussy rejuvenation type shit where they like pulling the lips tighter and all this other shit.
I never
James back too. Because I've been paying attention, like from my past relationship, right? I'm not, because my biggest thing is if you're intelligent enough to, oh Lord, that's a rabbit hole. If you're intelligent enough to,
you started, finish it.
No. It's the fact though. Like if you think about it, the thing about being intelligent, and I'm not tooting my own horn because I always got to make sure I say that I don't like sounding arrogant. I'm not an arrogant individual. If you are emotionally aware or intelligent in tune to pick up certain things, the thing that sucks about it is that you also gotta be able, not sucks, but should be, is you also gotta be able to evaluate yourself as well. So it's not even just about, oh, I can see this and I see this type of trait and I see that type of trait. It's cool, but
Reflecting.
That's the curse that comes with it, is for being able to reflect and be accountable. So I would never go into any of my relationships and say that everybody else was the problem.
Yeah, I normally when I was in a relationship, I try to keep all of them the same, or I tried to.
What I was going to say is, like, realistically, that's why, even speaking on my experience, I can say I was actually grateful for that experience more than anything. So when it comes to the dating pool itself, there was a lot that I wasn't aware of because that was my first, even though it sounds weird, my first serious relationship. Like anybody else before that was either here and there with it, and nothing was ever serious. But there was a lot that I've learned in general. Like that, the requirements of actually being a man or being able to do certain things or just being ahead of that curve. And yes, like you said, not just expecting what could be done for you, but what do you also bring to the table? Because you ask a lot of people that, they could all talk about what they want and what the other, gender doesn't do, but you rarely ever hear them talking about what they would like to be able to do and what they would like to provide for their mate, their families, so it shows you that accountability is kind of going down in today's world. That's starting to become a foreign concept to a lot of people, right?
Another one. I don't know if y'all see that. You see what he put on there recently?
I'm about to check. Let me see.
It's normal for a man to have a large body count. Body count women, but for women to have a large body count, that's fucked up. What do y'all think about that body count thing? That seems to be like a big thing.
It's subjective as well. It's not appreciated. The fact of the matter is that the interest or how serious you take the woman, yes, does go down. If with a higher body count, that's just the fact of the matter is. I'm not gonna sit here and like BS around with wordplay. For us, because a woman really usually actually holds the key to sex. So no matter what we say and do, the woman, unless you do it the other way, which is illegal and you can get in trouble for, the woman has the final say so as to whether you getting something or not. And
wait, you say
if you just letting What happened?
Nah, that wasn't the way you said it though. I'm listening. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, because some people like, nah, you can't force it. I was like, you can, but it's illegal. That's the wrong way. You get punished for that. That's a no-no. You don't do that. But it's just like,
That's
like I'm saying,
true.
like women really hold the key to sex in a sense. And so when that's talked about, it's like you have to. There's more that we have to go through in order to even get that, which makes the worth. It's supposed to be up there. But what's more valuable, the lock or the key? You can make another key. It's not the issue. But a
True.
key that
True.
opens to every lock is not valuable. I mean, a lock that opens to every key is not valuable at all. It's not a valuable lock. So
True. That can also
know-
you be done with the key too, though. The key that can be used in every lock is not valuable either, in retrospect.
yeah. So it's like at the end of the day, but who's actually more? I mean, if we get into that, it's people.
I'd
that-
rather have a
that-
skeleton key than a shitty lock. I'll tell you that much.
Skeleton key to
I'd
the
rather have a
shit.
skeleton key than a shitty lock. Fuck that.
That's 100. That's 100%. But
But
I'm just saying the fact that I'm at it is true. Like in today's world, that's one of the things. Is just like look, bro.
not to mention if we gonna speak on a scientific term as well too though, we could take it to a scientific term and understanding that shit, the DNA that a woman basically collects is absorbed into herself, is absorbed into her.
For 5
So
years,
all
if
that-
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's up to 5
Yeah,
years.
And not to mention, like, yeah, you shooting, you getting the club shot up and all of that shit. You dealing with multiple dudes. All right, cool. Guess what? You got your club shot up by 5 different dudes. That semen lasts for fucking 2 weeks inside of you, stupid. So now you got 5 niggas loads in you that's lasting for 2 weeks. Who the fuck is the baby daddy? You won't even know. Guess what? Your baby got DNA from the nigga you fucked.
Maury
12
will
years
find
ago.
out. Oh, Maury's not here no more. I said he would find out, but he retired. Take him to Maury.
Hey, yo. But
That-
it's
that goes-
wild. That's where it's at
bro,
nowadays.
Like I'm cool with the chicks that like to stay home and stay out of the clubs and stay.
I
like
love them.
those types.
I love
I
them.
love them.
Oh my
Like,
god. Because
I'm
guess
cool
what?
with the chick that's chill and
guess
does
what
something
I'm
like mind her
doing?
business.
Baby girl,
Hey.
guess what I'm doing? I'm coming home. Oh, you wanna go out? All right, come on, let's go out. You tired of being here
Mhm.
too? Yeah, cool. Me too. Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here.
7
I'm ready to
Devin.
go.
Thanks for swinging
love that.
by, and on the
Yeah.
on my show. Thanks.
Like,
I'm
I
definitely cool with those types.
Genuinely love that. You wanna
And-
stay home. You don't feel like going out and being amongst a bunch of other humans. Cool, bitch. I love that. Me neither. Bitch, you see what I like to do? Let's sit back and chill. We can watch some movies. I'll rub
it's
your feet,
just here's the
scratch,
thing.
scratch, whatever.
You just got to be the type of men that pretty much are able to facilitate that type of thing as well. And it's like that's why I say when I think of it now, I pay attention to every aspect. All right, this is what I want. Okay, well, what are you doing to even facilitate or even make that a comfortable space for that to
Yeah.
happen?
John, what's going on, man?
What's up, streamers, podcasters?
What's going on, John?
Now, what's the topic? What's the topic?
Oh, we were just
Well,
talking about a little bit of
currently-
relationship stuff.
Yeah. Zone Pops presented a couple questions to us. So,
What's
you
the
know what I'm
question?
saying? Basically, the last one was asked was if it's normal for, well, not even, excuse me. Basically, the fact of the body count, women with high body count, so on and so forth. Like, what's the thought process on that? Men with high body counts, and as well as how much of the dating pool is shot to shit,
Yeah,
or
very
is
much.
it still good to you? Like, is it a good scene on your behalf?
John says,
Well,
"I
to
go
be
to
honest with you-
Thailand. I don't have to worry about that."
Be honest with you, I recently I've been hanging out with some interesting, cool people. One dude is no, it's just one African.
I know I'm playing.
There are
I'm
a few
playing.
Africans that be hanging out with.
I'm playing.
But there's one specific one. He's from Kenya. He's new. For 6 months, he's been to America, and he's been like really enjoying New York City. I've been showing him like different spots. It's not just him, because I met him with another guy who he's white, like Irish. His family's Irish. That used to live in Dominican Republic, and he moved to New York, which is a weird, interesting story. And so they're friends.
Very.
So both of them don't really get out because the dude's married. But then I met his wife, and now his wife wants to hang out. So it's like the 4 of us. So I've been showing them to like some rooftops. They flew these 2 girls in from that are co-workers to his wife, They flew him in from like one was from Cali, and then the other one drove in from Jersey. So they were cool. So it was like a nice group, and
Oh shit.
they're very different in terms of
Different
what
now.
I'm used to in terms of what I'm used to hanging out with. Like how should I say it? I was the blackest one in the crew.
Oh, okay.
You
Like
know.
you was the most niggerish. Got you.
Well, I
The
want to say
culture, it's a
niggerish.
culture difference because if they grew up in
Yeah,
Dominican
it's
Republic and they hear one's
were
from
American,
Kenya,
You
yeah,
say the
but
they
is
blackest one in a group with an
they were
African dude. I'm trying to figure
wait,
out if you
yeah.
meant niggerish.
Well,
That's all I'm
no,
saying.
no. Well, the thing is, me being the only one who actually is from New York City,
Yeah.
they were like kind of like, oh wow, like, they were like, oh, you're actually the first New Yorker to meet because in New York City everyone's from somewhere else. It's kind of hard to meet a true local.
Mm.
Well,
I can see
So
that.
Depends on where you're
No,
going.
I mean I
They
can
don't
get
know where
that
you're
real,
though.
going.
nah,
Well,
real
I can
yeah,
get that
New Yorkers,
though.
I
it's
get where
true.
you coming from.
I get that. I mean, when I went to New York the first time, and I went on and I was walking around with the kids and Magda, like, and the people, the tourist dudes were like, oh, and I think even with John was with John, they were asking John if he wanted fucking tour guide stuff. They didn't even ask me shit. Like, I forgot who it was. They're like, you're handing out brochure. They just looked at me and didn't even fix their mouth to ask me if I wanted a brochure. I guess they thought I was from New York.
Yo, Joan, the way your natural resting face seems, don't talk to me.
Yeah, that is true. That is
That's
true.
like,
That is
you have a
true.
That's
very
what he goes for.
different.
I go for that look though.
Mission accomplished.
But anyway, as I was hanging with them, I got a lot of numbers, like girls talking to me.
He had some
Open it up.
wing women.
You know, it was really easy to connect, and then we took them to a Latin spot, a rooftop. Then I started linking up with some of these shorties. I didn't move further on them. I was literally being just the wingman type of guy, and then I got a lot of their numbers just to hang out and dance because a lot of them love dancing. I was like, yo, I'll come
That's what
through.
he's gonna tell you on the podcast. The lady's gonna tell us.
But it was on energy of I am not looking. I'm totally not here to look.
I'm
And
here
that
for
kinda
something
like
else. That's what's up.
and I think that's
Who?
my point is I think that wait, after you left?
No, he get back.
Now
He's
you here?
back. Yeah, he's
I'm
here.
back. Walked
And I
to the
think
phone
that's the
and
main
speaking.
reason why they felt comfortable because no one was trying to get at them.
It should be
You know, that's not
natural.
good in New York because in New York, nah, it's more aggressive. Dudes are more straightforward and aggressive. But if you actually chill and relax and can have a genuine conversation, because the complexity of the woman is they want to feel like they're talking to a sane person.
You
They
know,
want
I
to be
don't.
comfortable. Rightfully so. Hold on, because before you get into that, rightfully so, because there's a lot of just as much as a lot of crazy weird females out, there's a lot of crazy niggas out here.
Well, there are, but
Also,
I've been hearing crazier things though. Like I've been hearing like women in the dating scene these days, they don't wait for men sometimes to make the move. Like if they see you and they want you, sometimes they make that move. They can be damned if you're
They do it
in a
different ways.
situation or whatever it is. If like apparently women these days are like, yo, I like what I see, I'm taking it. I want you, and they push it harder than men, which is it's kind of funny in some aspect.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny on that because when a woman says no, I always say when I say no, no is no, and most guys are like, all right, cool, whatever, what it is. But
Yeah.
when you flip the script, when a guy says no, why not? Yo, come on.
Oh,
Yo.
yeah.
Why, if you
Yeah.
say
For
no,
me,
no
it
is no. Why
becomes
can't I
this.
say no and it be no?
Nah,
You're
nah,
right.
it's
You're
a
right.
like if you as a man don't want nothing to do with her, you may not want to be hey, you know what, you're not attractive
You know
enough.
why?
Then it's
We grew up. All right, yeah.
It was a different time. Definitely a different
Well,
time.
We grew up always being the first one to create the connection. Like we were the first ones, asking the girl out and all that. So we got used to on a huge level, drastically different from women when it came to rejections. We have tougher skin when a girl's like, I'm not feeling you. That's also like as the average
Both of
response.
us.
I'm already understanding. But now when girls ask a guy out and you say no, they get rejected. That's like on a whole other level to them. So they take it some type of way sometimes. I was at Shrine not too long ago, which is like a band restaurant. They do bands and stuff. And I'm just walking around dancing. Everybody's just chilling, having some great experiences. I took literally the couple, the white dude and the Dominican chick, out, and I wanted them to show them a band spot, and they were playing music, and then all these other girls came in. And I'm just walking by, and the girl, she was frustrated. She's like, "Yo, where's all the guys at? How come the guys ain't holler at me? Don't you think I look good?" I was like, "Yeah, you look good. So why ain't you
Lord.
holler at me? Why you not
Oh
holler at me?" I was like,
Lord.
You
I
set
said,
yourself up.
Yeah, you
"Well, no,
did.
I ain't. I
Nah,
never
she
set
going through
myself up.
something.
She go
I
with
never set
the.
myself up."
Yeah.
So I said, well, how come you ain't approaching them? What's good? She was like, well, no, what's good with you? I said, you're not my type, but I'm sure a lot of these other dudes are your type. I'm sure they'll like you. She was like, can I know your
She
type?
was
I
looking for
said,
penis at the end of the
I
night.
said,
bro.
listen, why you trying to get at me? I'm just trying to have a drink and dance. Like, you want to dance? She was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I was like, all right.
Nah, she
No,
came
And I
looking
walked
for
away.
ding dong. Man.
the fucking.
Trying to get
Hey,
dizzy
But
in the back.
John was out there
that's
giving
how it is
people.
now.
John was out there giving people.
Emotional damage.
Nah, I meet you halfway on how you come at me.
Oh man.
Emotional
You look-
damage.
She looked
She
older.
wanted ding-a-ling.
She was a big girl. She was a big girl.
My specialty.
Bad
She
specialty.
Horny,
I don't
nigga.
I don't think it's your type of big girl.
Oh
'Cause
damn. Wait, what?
I know your type. I know your type
Nah,
of big girl.
I don't think you do.
Damn!
I don't think you do.
I know it. I know it,
Nah,
bro.
nah.
You sure?
I'll say one phrase, and you already know. Like that's
Don't
like
do it.
Part
Don't
of
do
it.
it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't do it. Niggas,
Damn!
It won't work. And I already know
don't do it
that's-
because I
look
think I
for
know
it.
the word that you're gonna say, and it's gonna be a
Alright, alright.
whole nother thing. So don't even do it.
It's another podcast.
We not on the screen talking shit. We on the podcast. This shit gonna sit for a minute.
No exposures. No exposures.
Nah, but sidebar. We had Gigi on earlier, talking about some wrestling and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does a wrestling podcast and all of that stuff too.
Talks about like WCW and all that.
AEW,
Yeah.
WWE,
TNA.
whatever
all
else is
the
out now.
wrestling. She keeps up with it. The wrestling
Yeah.
clubs.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
she doesn't play the island.
She probably does. I mean, truthfully,
Wait,
she
what?
probably does. The wrestling game. She probably does. She probably has it.
The
That's a wrestling game?
Yeah.
no, the
They made a
W-
career. They made a career game like the 2K, like basketball. They have
Yeah.
a wrestling career now, just like that.
Yeah.
Neighborhood,
Probably
it's
do.
called the island.
Yeah.
She probably did. No, her I know that she will sit there and put different she'll put motherfuckers on like computers to fight each other, and she'll watch the match, like legitimately
Wow.
watch the match. So I'm pretty much aware. Like I'm pretty sure she really into that shit.
She's a professional spectator.
Yeah. Yeah.
You be the one at the table like, oh, nigga slammed on the
Oh shit, that was hilarious.
All right, yo, guys, we had one hell of a time today. This was a dope episode. if I do say so myself.
And my
shit
boy
was-
Thad ran the reins.
Yeah, it was a dope episode today. You know what I'm saying? We had a good time. A lot of shits and giggles. Shout out to the podcast as well. You know what I'm saying? But we had a good time. There's a lot of good to a lot of good points. But y'all, it's been real. Thank everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you for stopping by. You know what I mean? Make sure that you tap in with Zone Talk Media, as well as Zone Talk on Discord and on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? We got
Yeah,
Kyrie
yeah.
Gaming 93, Kyrie_Gaming 93 on Twitch. That's Taj's handle. We got It's Geo. That's John's handle. for Twitch as well. Is it also for your Instagram as well, John, or not?
Johnson, I ain't giving that shit up. Quiet.
It's my Instagram too.
It's his Instagram too. All right. Shout out Red Cross for her pulling up today. We definitely appreciated her for stopping by.
And we will be including her links into this podcast episode so you guys can tap in and follow her as well. And their podcasts that they do.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And your boy, of course, Daddy, but I go by Ego. Goddamn it, follow me on Twitch. I'd also drop the Discord if y'all need to or want to join.
What's your other name?
Daddy Daddy. Goddamn it, I was called multiple times on the stream today, so I ain't want to talk about it. But fuck it. Nigga, dumb as hell. Yo, but follow me on Twitch at Ego, ENOEGO. Yo, catch y'all on the next one.
A lot of E's in that bitch. Later. And that will tune this streaming session, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and you guys come back on Sunday, because my goal is to try to record it each Sunday like this on the stream as well. And if you guys haven't, I'll be here tomorrow night with some, I think, horror game. I think I'm gonna do a Monday night horror game. But like always, it's been real. Your boy was here for a short time, but a good time. But all things, as always, has to come to an end. So this is your boy Zone signing out. Until we meet again, you guys stay safe out there, stay frosty, stay good, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Peace, niggas.
Hey, Mark, say cheese.
Yeah, facts. And as my Pat Max says, it's snooze time. So let's go catch these Z's. I will holler at you guys later.